Campus Belle. Policewoman. They are all mine. Did I get cheated on? So what? That trashy woman. Can she compare to my Campus Belle wife? I'm a poor guy. So what? I have a powerful, lightning fast master. Do you? No one can compare to my life. Chapter 1, Cheated on. What the hell? I've been cheated on. How is that possible? Are you kidding me? Li Chen didn't take his desk mate's words seriously at first. He was a super handsome guy, the kind that only had women flocking to him, so how could he possibly be cheated on? Whether you believe it or not, it's the truth. If you don't believe me, go check it out yourself tonight at the Hidden Heaven. Guo Qiang shook his head helplessly at his overly confident desk mate. Fine. I don't believe it. After hearing Guo Qiang's convincing words, Li Chen started to waver. His best friend wouldn't lie to him. Today, when Hongyang didn't show up for class, claiming she had a stomachache and needed to go to the hospital. Taking a leave of absence during college was a normal thing. She had sent him a voice message earlier in the morning, and Li Chen hadn't paid much attention, only telling her to rest well. At noon, he ate a quick lunch, planning to go back to the dorm and take a nap. However, he couldn't fall asleep, so he played King of Glory for 2 hours, but he felt a bit disheartened. It wasn't that he didn't care, but deep down, he was too fragile to show it. The whole afternoon passed with a 2-hour lecture, and Li Chen drifted through it in a daze. He skipped dinner, and when night fell, he took a taxi alone. The destination, of course, was the Hidden Heaven bar. An hour later, Li Chen opened the car door, ready to get out. Hey, buddy, you leaving? The driver asked cautiously. What? What's wrong? Can't I leave? Li Chen, who was over 6 feet tall and on the basketball team, glared down at the driver. It was a bit intimidating. Yeah, it's fine. If you don't have the money, you can tell me. I don't mind giving you a ride. The driver said weakly. Eh? Sorry, brother. I was just lost in thought. How much is it? Li Chen scratched his head. Even though he was in a bad mood, he didn't want to take it out on the driver. 23. The driver was caught off guard by Li Chen's response and said it timidly. Here. Li Chen took out a wallet that was slightly worn out, pulled out the only $20 bill he had, and handed it to the driver. Thank you. I'll give you a discount and let you keep the extra $3, the driver said. No problem. Li Chen said before stepping out. He couldn't believe it, he gave the guy a ride, and he still had to lower his tone and thank him. After that, Li Chen entered the bar, which was a dreamland for many young people. By now, it was past 9 p.m., the start of the nightlife. The bar was packed with people, and young men and women were expressing their emotions freely on the dance floor. Young rebels, blondes, cool ladies, arrogant CEOs, everyone, looking good on the outside, revealed their primal, unpolished selves here. Hey, handsome. Alone? Want to have a drink with me? Just as Li Chen entered, a young and beautiful woman with a faint sadness on her face walked over, holding a glass of wine, her eyes slightly glazed as she looked at him. Miss. Oh, no. Sis, you've had too much to drink. Maybe it's time to head home. Li Chen said cautiously. I haven't tea. I can still drink. Shen Mengqing said, her body swaying a little. Sis. You can't even stand steady. Little brother, am I beautiful? She asked. Beautiful, more beautiful than a fairy. No, you're more beautiful than a fairy. Li Chen said, without exaggerating. The woman in front of him was truly stunning, even more so than his girlfriend, Wang Hongyang. However, he could only admire her from afar. A beauty like this was beyond his reach. He was just an empty shell, a handsome guy with no money. Even though he had 2 of the 3 things, it wasn't much. Then why? Why doesn't he want me? Shen Mengqing mumbled, swaying slightly. What are you saying? Who doesn't he want you? Li Chen moved a little closer, though it was getting a bit ambiguous. That ungrateful guy. Shen Mengqing yelled. Sis, I have something to do. I'm leaving. You should go home, or your family will worry. Li Chen felt sorry for the beautiful woman in front of him, but who would feel sorry for him? With that, Li Chen turned around, planning to head upstairs to check if Wang Hongyang had really been seeing someone behind his back. Although they hadn't slept together yet, they had been in a relationship for over 2 years. Don't leave. Shen Mengqing suddenly grabbed Li Chen's arm, but having drunk too much, she stumbled into his chest. The moment the beautiful girl fell into his arms, Li Chen felt a sweet fragrance mixed with alcohol flood his senses. Her soft body pressed against him, and the feeling was indescribable. His heart raced, and even his body reacted a little. But the good times didn't last. Li Chen. So this is who you are. I must be been blind. By coincidence, Wang Hongyang came down from the second floor, holding the arm of a middle-aged man with pimples and glasses. Their intimate posture made it obvious that they were more than friends. Heh. Should I take this to mean that you're playing the victim and acting like a saint? Li Chen said, looking at the woman who had once sworn eternal love with him. He no longer felt weak. Instead, he gave her a strong rebuttal. This is my uncle. What's wrong with that? You, on the surface, are with me, but secretly you're stealing other women. Wang Hongyang tried to argue. Just then, the man with her spoke up. Enough. You don't need to act anymore. Just tell him the truth. Wang Hongyang walked over and, trying to act charming, kissed the man on the cheek. Li Chen, do you still have anything to say? Is he really your uncle? Shouldn't he be your lover uncle? Li Chen said with a wry smile, completely heartbroken. Now, he had given up. A man doesn't fear being without a wife. He believed that justice would prevail, and if it was time to let go, then so be it. There was no need to hold onto something that wasn't worth it. Yeah? So what? You've been seeing other women too. We're both the same. No one's in a position to judge. Let us break up peacefully. I won't ask for any compensation. At this point, Wang Hongyang stopped pretending. Compensation? You dare to talk about that? In the last 2 years, the most I've done is hold your hand. And you still have the audacity to ask for compensation. Li Chen was done playing games. There was nothing left to hide. However, there was still some embarrassment in his words. 2 years of being with her, and he had never even gotten the chance to go all the way. But now, knowing how dirty she was, he was thankful he never went that far. Otherwise, he would felt sick. Enough talking. But I'm curious. What kind of woman would make you lose your mind? An honest college student, coming to this neon-lit place. Wang Hongyang said as she walked towards Li Chen, intending to see just who this woman in his arms was. To be continued. Chapter 2, Campus Beauty Shen Mengqing. Miss, stop pretending. She's obviously after you. Li Chen gently ruffled Shen Mengqing's little head, saying with a hint of reluctance. This was his first time experiencing a girl's body in his 21 years. Oh, I didn't mean to. I really drank too much today. Fortunately, the lighting wasn't too bright, otherwise, her flushed face would have been too obvious. Dear Chen. Is this your first love? I don't see anything special. What does she even have? Your taste is so bad. Luckily, she met me in time. Otherwise, this good cabbage of yours would have been snatched up by a pig. Shen Mengqing was a true lady from a prestigious family, proficient in music, chess, calligraphy, and painting, and her sharp tongue was no exception. Huh. Li Chen was confused by her words. What do you mean, dear? We just met. No, they had barely exchanged a few words. You? Wang Hongyang was about to retort, but she couldn't find anything to say. Shen Mengqing's condition was evident. She had the looks and the figure. Especially her chest and legs. Comparing herself to her was a humiliating thought for Wang Hongyang. Dear. They are bullying me. Wang Hongyang ran back to the middle-aged man, clinging to his arm like a spoiled child. Xia Yang? This isn't the place for a fight, don't worry. I'll take care of them. The middle-aged man leered at Shen Mengqing and then walked out of the bar with Wang Hongyang. As they passed by Li Chen, the man whispered in a voice only the two of them could hear. You better stay away from that woman, or you'll regret it. Heh, I'm so scared. Why don't you bite me? Li Chen exaggerated his response. This was a society governed by law. Could he really kill him? Just wait and see. With those final words, the two left. He. I didn't expect you to be such a clown, but you better be careful. Your rival in love doesn't seem to be an ordinary person. Shen Mengqing, coming from a prominent family, had a sharp eye for people. Rival in love. Heh, you're overestimating me. I have no power to challenge anyone. Li Chen shook his head in self-mockery. True. Except for being much taller and handsomer than him, it seems like you don't have any advantages. So, what's the deal? I helped you out as a shield, won't you buy me a drink? Shen Mengqing teased him with a mischievous grin. I think it's better to pass on that. Li Chen shook his head. Damn it. The last $20 he had went to the taxi fare, and now he had to rely on his legs to get home. There was no way he could afford a drink. What's wrong? Shen Mengqing asked, not expecting this handsome guy to be so stingy. Strapped for cash. Li Chen said bluntly, without any embarrassment. After all, his girlfriend had run off with someone else. What's so shameful about being broke? Huh? No way. You look so well dressed, and yet you can't even afford a few $100 for a drink. You guessed it. I only had $20 left, and I gave it all to the driver. Li Chen awkwardly scratched his head. Then why are you here? To catch someone in the act. You're something. Shen Mengqing's forehead was full of black lines. Forget it. I'll give in. You pay this time. I'll treat next time. That works. Honestly, I've never had such expensive drinks before. But you're so young, is it really appropriate for me to call you big brother? Li Chen gave her a strange look. 22. Big sister. Good little brother. Shen Mengqing smiled sweetly, feeling a strange warmth in her heart. Let's go outside for a drink. It's so noisy here. Shen Mengqing grabbed Li Chen and led him out. Soon, they arrived at the parking lot, where Shen Mengqing walked up to a red Ferrari and pressed a button on the key. Beep beep. The car unlocked. Just as she was about to get in, Li Chen grabbed her small hand. You've been drinking. You can't drive. Let me drive instead. Shen Mengqing froze for a moment, startled by his rough gesture, but as she heard his firm tone, she became a little absent-minded. So handsome. So domineering. Can you do it? This is a Ferrari, not an ordinary car. A man can't say he can't do something. Hey, you're so dirty. Big sister. Were you thinking something dirty? I'm a vehicle engineering major, I'm the expert here. You're asking me about driving? Isn't that like teaching a master how to do it? Li Chen teased her. Oh. I thought too much. What university are you from? Once they got into the car, Shen Mengqing asked. East Sea University. Why? What? East Sea University. Why? Then don't you recognize me? Recognize you? We just met. Li Chen was confused. Could this girl still be drunk? What was she talking about? This was so obvious. No. What I mean is, before today, did you know me? Shen Mengqing explained. Li Chen took a careful look at the beauty in front of him. She did seem familiar. Shen Mengqing also waited for his response. Are you Shen Mengqing, one of the 3 campus beauties from East Sea University? Li Chen asked uncertainly. The lighting in the bar had been dim, so he hadn't been able to see clearly. He could only tell she was beautiful. It seems my fame isn't small. You're right, that's me. He. Shen Mengqing smiled proudly. Nice to meet you. I'm Shen Mengqing, a senior majoring in economics and management at East Sea University. She confidently extended her graceful hand. I'm Li Chen, a junior. Li Chen shook her hand, and as soon as their hands touched, his heart skipped a beat, his body felt like it had been electrocuted, and a rush of comfort spread through him. So soft. Li Chen murmured softly. What did you say? Shen Mengqing didn't hear clearly. I said. Hello. Beautiful. Li Chen quickly retracted his right hand. Hello. Handsome. If you ever need anything, just let me know. I've got your back. The Shen family still has some influence in East Sea. Shen Mengqing said generously. She didn't know why, but she felt a strange pull toward this handsome boy. Was it because they were both going through similar struggles, or something else? She couldn't say, but the subtle attraction was real. Hey, what could I need? I'm just an ordinary college student. After graduation, if I can find a good job, I'll stay in East Sea. If not, I'll just go back to my hometown and farm. Li Chen spoke with the bitterness of every rural student. He had worked hard for 3 years to get into a good university, only to realize that his best home was back in his hometown. In a city like East Sea, where land was precious, it was hard to stand without any background. Let alone buying a house, a car, or starting a family. Don't be so pessimistic. We're still young. The future is full of possibilities. Shen Mengqing encouraged. By the way, little Chen, why aren't you starting the car? If we don't leave now, the restaurant will close. Where's the hole? I can't find it. How do I insert it? Li Chen scratched his head. Why was this hole so hard to find? What hole? The keyhole. If I can't find it, how can I put the key in? Chapter 3, do you have 15 renminbi erguitu? I can't believe you don't know this. What were you bragging about? Talking about being in vehicle engineering? This is one button start, the start button is right here. Shen Mengqing rolled her eyes at Li Chen. Mainly because this car is too luxurious, I've never been in one like this before. After starting the car, they both fastened their seat belts, and Li Chen pressed the gas pedal. Vroom. The Ferrari roared and sped forward. I can't believe this. Are you sure you can handle it? Shen Mengqing was startled. Why did this guy look so unreliable? No worries. This car's performance is great. The money wasn't spent in vain. After getting used to it, the car drove steadily. Actually, Li Chen's driving skills were quite good. He had his license for more than 2 years, even longer than his ex-girlfriend's, so he considered himself a seasoned driver. It was just that he hadn't had many chances to drive. Shen Mengqing directed Li Chen to a restaurant that also provided accommodation. After parking the car, Li Chen checked the cheap smartphone he had bought for a few hundred RMB. It's already 10 p.m. We should head back. Lights out in the dorm at 10:30, what if the dorm supervisor doesn't let us in? Li Chen said with concern. Are you stupid? It's so far from the school, even if we head back now, we're not going to make it. Come on, let us enjoy the moment and drink while we can. Damn it. I'm going all in today. I'm risking my life to hang out with a beauty like you. You're too pretty for me to be scared. Who's afraid of drinking? Drink up. Who's scared of who? Li Chen was feeling a bit down today. Sometimes, getting drunk helps to forget all your worries. The two entered the restaurant and booked a private room. Shen Mengqing ordered a table full of dishes and a bottle of red wine. Li Chen glanced at the price. My God. This bottle must cost thousands. This girl's not trying to scam me, is she? I'd better keep an eye on her. Waiter. Bring me a bottle of erguitu, the 15 renminbi kind. This red wine is too weak. Li Chen waved at the waiter. Huh? Sir, I'm afraid we don't have that kind of liquor. The waitress replied lightly, a trace of disdain on her face. I'm used to strong liquor, this stuff on your menu is too weak for me. Damn. The waitress just looked down on him. Li Chen awkwardly tried to cover it up. No worries, sir. If you're willing to pay 100 renminbi for a taxi fare, I can buy you one. The waitress continued to mock him, clearly thinking he was just another sugar daddy trying to act rich. No need. Just bring us a bottle of 52-degree Wuliangyi. Also, we're eating, so get out and leave us alone. I'll call you if we need something. Shen Mengqing noticed the waitress's unfriendly attitude. Even though it wasn't directed at her, Li Chen was her guest, and with this kind of attitude, she'd be fired sooner or later. Yes. The waitress left, clearly displeased. The small incident didn't affect Li Chen's mood. He was poor anyway, so who cares what they thought of him? Miss Shen. Thanks for your help today. You really saved my face. Li Chen raised his glass and clinked it lightly against the table. Thinking of how Wen Hongyang had been humiliated, he felt an overwhelming sense of satisfaction. No need to be so polite. I'm a noble person. Saying this, Shen Mengqing downed her glass of red wine. Sister Qing, that's not how you drink red wine. I'm your sister, right? Of course. Drink up. A real man should never be a coward. All right, fine. Who's afraid? Damn, she mocked him again. Just as he set the glass down, Shen Mengqing had another drink. Down it. Glug, glug, glug. Li Chen didn't back down. Who does this little girl think she is? He was determined to outdrink her. The two of them kept drinking, 5 shots in a row. Their wine bottles, one red and one white, were both empty. Waiter! Bring more wine. Shen Mengqing said, a bit tipsy. Yes, how many bottles would you like? The waiter came in. You can leave. Li Chen interrupted the waiter. By now, he was also a bit drunk. He'd already consumed an entire bottle of white liquor. With this much alcohol in him, it was a miracle he wasn't already under the table. Seeing the waiter just standing there, he yelled, "What are you still standing there for? Do you think I can't afford it? Let me tell you, I've got money." Shen Mengqing half lay on the table. The waitress was confused, but before she could say anything, Li Chen hurriedly explained, "Don't mind her, she's just drunk." "Shut up. I'm not drunk. Hurry up and bring the wine." Shen Mengqing shouted. "Yes." The waiter quickly left, eager to get her commission. After a while, the waiter returned with more bottles. Shen Mengqing was already nearly asleep. "Miss, can I return the wine? Once it's on the table, it's non-refundable. That's the policy. Can we at least take it to go?" Li Chen asked, seeing how much money they'd spent on these drinks. "Of course, no problem," the waiter replied. Li Chen was starting to feel anxious. How could he get out of this? His mind was racing for a solution. He had no rich friends to borrow money from, and robbing a bank wasn't going to work. Running away? No chance, he'd never outrun the security. What could he do? This bill was more than 7,000 renminbi, which was more than his entire tuition and living expenses for the year. Then, suddenly, Li Chen had an idea. He thought to himself, wait, why am I so dumb? Chapter 4 Isn't cash money? There seems to be an introduction to the 3 most beautiful girls on campus on the school forum. Isn't their birthday already mentioned? Sir. Look. Is it WeChat Pay or Alipay? Seeing that Li Chen's face was uncertain, the cashier asked tentatively. Cash won't work. Li Chen shook his head in self-mockery, logged into the school forum with his broken phone, and chatted with the other party. No cash. We don't have this business. What the hell is wrong with society? Isn't cash money? I already have it. Then let's use WeChat. He took out Shen Mengqing's cell phone and waved it towards her face. The screen was unlocked successfully, and then he inadvertently saw the man in the background of the phone. Li Chen just took a look and didn't care. It had nothing to do with him. Open WeChat and scan the payment QR code, enter 7890, and then enter the password XXXXXX. WeChat payment of 7,890 yuan. Li Chen finally breathed a sigh of relief. That beauty. Please get me 2 rooms. My sister is drunk and I'm afraid she won't be able to go back today. Okay. Wait a minute. After a while, the receptionist said a little embarrassedly, I'm sorry, sir. There is only 1 room left. Can you open it? This. Sir. Since this beauty is your sister, it's okay, right? Although you have money, you still have to save some money, right? Oh well. The room is 888 per night, the deposit is 500, and I'll charge you 1388. No problem. Anyway, the famine is inevitable, so these 1,000 more don't matter. After the payment was completed, Li Chen took the room card, hugged Shen Mengqing, and carried 2 bottles of wine into the elevator. Arriving at room 808, Li Chen threw the beautiful Shen onto the bed. Damn it. You made me starve to death. I really want to execute you right here. Li Chen slandered in his heart. Chen. Don't go. Isn't it okay that I was wrong? Shen Mengqing said in her dreamy voice. Huh? Are you calling me? Li Chen scratched his ears and said uncertainly. At this time, the after effects of the alcohol began to take effect and he began to feel dizzy. Sister Qing. Sister Qing. Li Chen sat beside the bed and called Shen Mengqing. Chen. Don't leave. Okay? I'll give it to you. Isn't it enough that I can give it all to you? Shen Mengqing suddenly hugged Li Chen. The sexy lips were imprinted on Li Chen's dry lips. Woo woo. Li Chen resisted weakly. Oh shit. I got pushed back. Why is my head so dizzy? At this time, Shen Mengqing began to tear off the clothes of the two people randomly. Li Chen cooperated passively. To go? Or not to go? This is the question, and the answer is about to be revealed. Shen Mengqing is still the drunk girl. But Li Chen's body overcame his reason. Early morning. Shen Mengqing woke up in Li Chen's arms. R. R. They both opened their eyes at the same time. Shen Mengqing quickly pulled the quilt over to cover her body. Li Chen caught a lonely person. Here you go. Shen Mengqing glanced at Li Chen shyly and threw the quilt to him. But she pulled the quilt back again, pulled it back and forth, and finally threw the quilt over their bodies. You. I. You speak first. You speak first. 3 sentences. Perfect synchronization. In the end, it was Shen Mengqing who spoke first. I'm sorry. I mistook you for that Chen. He still had some impression of what happened last night, but it was a fact that could not be changed. I should be the one to say sorry. I am more sober than you. I really couldn't control myself. Of course Li Chen is sober, but he is not Liu Xiaohui. He has flesh and blood, and has 7 emotions and 6 desires. Har har. No need to apologize. I did this voluntarily. Will you be responsible for me? Suddenly, Shen Mengqing stared at Li Chen and asked seriously. Huh? Li Chen was unable to react for a moment. Wasn't this happiness coming too suddenly? Be responsible. Of course. Okay. I understand. Seeing that Li Chen did not answer immediately, Shen Mengqing felt hopeless. Am I going to be hurt twice? Looking at the spots of red on the bed sheet, 2 lines of tears shed. Sister Qing. No, it's not what you think. Li Chen hurriedly explained. The reason why I didn't answer you is because I felt I was out of your league. Really? It has to be true. Shen Mengqing burst into laughter instantly. She immediately dived into Li Chen's arms. Result. Spring is a good season for sowing. Noon arrived unknowingly. Sister Qing. Get up and eat. No. I'm too tired. My thighs are a little sore. Shen Mengqing said shyly. Okay. I'll bring you the food. No. I want you to stay with me. Yes, my dear wife. You bastard. Who is your wife? Shen Mengqing spat. Of course it's you. Li Chen looked at Shen Mengqing's body with a wicked smile. Yes. It's me. Please spare me. Har har. The two of them stayed together for a while, then got up and washed at the same time. At the dining table, the two sat opposite each other. Sister Qing. Who is that Chen? Li Chen asked, pretending to be indifferent. Forehead. If you don't want to tell me, forget it. I'm just asking casually. Li Chen said hurriedly. You little brat. You're still pretending. You obviously want to know. Shen Mengqing found the way she looked at Li Chen very funny. What's there to hide? He was my classmate from elementary school to high school, so we can be considered childhood sweethearts, right? His name is Xu Chen. We have known each other since we were kids, and the adults know about us too. We agreed to get married after we graduated from college, but a few days ago I saw him hugging a girl and going to a hotel to get a room. Afterwards, I asked him why, and he just said that we were not suitable for each other. Later, I found out that the girl was the eldest daughter of the king of Kyoto. The two of them being together was also agreed by both adults. Shen Mengqing took a sip of her drink and continued, afterwards, my parents found the Xu family, and they only gave one reply, which was that the two of them were not suitable. So yesterday I was in a bad mood and went to the bar to get drunk. That was also my first time going to such a place. Fortunately, nothing happened. Scumbag. Beast. Li Chen said angrily. Har har. Everything is over. Fortunately, God has been kind to me and let me meet you. Fortunately, I saved the most precious thing and left it to you. Shen Mengqing chuckled. Thank you, Sister Qing. Li Chen held Shen Mengqing's little hand. One smile can conquer a city. Another smile can conquer a country. Beautiful. So beautiful. What more could a husband ask for? Li Chen exclaimed. You're just being rude. But I like it. Har har. The two were talking and laughing, unaware that big trouble was quietly approaching Li Chen. Chapter 5: The Underwear Thief. Li Chen's ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend. The pockmarked man with glasses is named Feng Dongyu, the general manager of Feng Group in Donghai City. His father is the chairman and president. The Feng Group has great influence in Donghai City. It mainly operates some maritime transportation and has assets exceeding 100 million. Of course, it is not on the same level as the Shen Group, so Feng Dongyu does not know Shen Mengqing. Scar. I have a mission for you. Li Chen. A junior student majoring in vehicle engineering at Donghai University. I want him to disappear. Is 500,000 enough? Feng Dongyu ordered while holding the phone. Got it. Brother Yu. Wait for my good news. It will be done in 3 days. A sinister voice came from the other side. This 100,000 is a deposit. After the matter is settled, I will give you the other 400,000. Thank you, Brother Yu. Looking at the $100,000 that had just arrived in his account, Scar was delighted, knowing that he could enjoy himself for a few more days. Red romantic girl, here I come. Oh. Honey. Isn't this a bit too much? On the bed, Feng Dongyu and Wang Hongyang were performing difficult movements. When is it your turn as a woman to take charge of men's affairs? Remember. You are just my mistress. You have no say in front of me. Feng Dongyu pinched her breast hard. Yes. Hongyang is your slave. Everything is up to you. Wang Hongyang said in a confused and passionate manner. Humph. As a woman, you should learn how to please a man. The rest has nothing to do with you. Feng Dongyu shouted with satisfaction, and both of them fainted at the same time. In the afternoon, Li Chen accompanied Shen Mengqing shopping for the whole day, and they returned to the campus hand in hand after dinner. When I returned to the dormitory and opened the door, I saw several roommates reading the news in front of the computer. Latest news. My school beauty goddess is in love. My heart is broken. Woo woo woo. Guo Qiang showed off his acting skills to the fullest with exaggerated expressions. Where did the news come from? How come I don't know it? Zhao Dong came over with a dark face. At the same time, the shorty Tang Huan also jumped down from the upper bunk. Holy crap. Really? Why does this guy look so familiar? Brother Chen. Are you back? Come and take a look, I'm nearsighted and can't see clearly. Fuck. Blackie. Shorty. Look. Does he look like Brother Chen? When Guo Qiang saw Li Chen come in, he compared the blurry photo on the forum and found that they overlapped instantly. Hey. You know what? They really look alike. Zhao Dong said after taking a look. Brother Chen. That person in the photo can't really be you, right? Tang Huan asked. How is it possible? What ability do I have to date Shen Mengqing? Li Chen rolled his eyes. Huh. The three looked at Li Chen in disbelief. What's wrong? Is there something on my face? No. Brother Chen. I only said that the school beauty goddess is in love, how do you know it's Shen Mengqing? Guo Qiang looked at Li Chen strangely. I just came from the playground and saw Shen Mengqing. That guy doesn't seem to be from the school, right? Li Chen quickly made up for the lie. Oh. Is that so? But the figure is similar to yours, it's just that the light is too dim and I can't see the color of the clothes. After repeated confirmation by Guo Qiang and the other two, they came to the conclusion that the man must not be Li Chen, because Li Chen was tall and handsome, but lacked the word rich. He and Shen Mengqing are not a good match. Li Chen ignored them and went to the public laundry room with his toiletries. After 2 big battles last night and this morning, he smelled weird and was ready to take a cold shower. Since we are young and in good physical condition, we won't catch a cold even if we take a cold shower in late spring or early summer. Lying down on the bed, Li Chen took out his broken cell phone and started flirting with girls. Are you asleep, Sister Qing? Handsome. I've been waiting for you for a long time. Where have you been? Shen Mengqing replied immediately. Then there was a series of angry expressions. I took a cold shower and I smell a little weird. Hee. It smells really bad. Don't you like it? Another angry expression. Of course I like it. How about not washing it after we're done next time? Li Chen gave a smirk. Abnormal. Then Shen Mengqing sent another series of voice messages. We were secretly photographed, go to the school forum and check it out. Shit. I forgot to adjust the volume. Li Chen quickly pressed the side button. Brother Chen. Sure. You just broke up with Wang Hongyang, and now you're chatting again. Yeah. Oh. I really envy you guys who are tall and handsome. I wish I had such a good-looking face and could date 10 girlfriends at the same time. Tell me quickly. Is this the same girl? Guo Qiang and the other two were filled with envy and jealousy. Go away. The three of you go play with the walnut cart over there and stop disturbing me while I'm flirting with girls. Li Chen spat. Xiaoqinzi. Why don't you reply? Go check the forum. We're on the list. He. Shen Mengqing sent a text. Okay. I'll go take a look. Fuck. Damn. My computer is frozen. Li Chen looked at the black screen of the copycat phone and roared in his heart. Even sadder is that it won't turn on. What made Li Chen even more depressed was that he had no money to buy a new mobile phone. This night is destined to be a sleepless night. Li Chen is like this, and so is Shen Mengqing. Shen Mengqing sent more than 20 messages, but when she received no reply, she became so angry that she turned off her phone. Humph. Damn Li Chen. Damn Li Chen. I'll see how you explain it tomorrow. The next morning, Li Chen got up early, washed up, and sneaked downstairs to the girls' dormitory. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. Unfortunately, he was caught by the dormitory manager. He pulled Li Chen to the teaching department. Auntie. Oh, no. Auntie. Sister. Wait a minute. What else do you have to say? I was wondering why some female classmates have been losing their underwear recently. It turns out it was you who did it. Stop talking nonsense. Come with me to the training office. The sturdy dormitory manager dragged Li Chen, who was over 1.8 meters tall, effortlessly. Sister. It really isn't me. I said I'm here to look for my girlfriend, can you believe me? Li Chen felt like crying but had no tears. He was actually considered a thief who stole women's underwear. I don't believe you. You are the thief. I will bring you to justice. The dormitory manager was not moved at all. Auntie. What are you doing? Fortunately, Shen Mengqing came out of the dormitory building at this time. Seeing the scene in front of him, he hurriedly called out. Ms. Shen. I finally caught this guy on the spot. He still refuses to admit his guilt. The dormitory manager said bitterly. Auntie. What did he do? And he was caught in the act. Shen Mengqing was confused. Stealing girls' underwear? Haven't people been reporting this these days? No. Auntie, you caught me on the spot. Are you a police officer? Then where are the stolen goods? You can look through them as you like. As long as you find them, I will plead guilty. When Li Chen saw that his savior had arrived, he became more confident in speaking. Huh? Even if you didn't steal, you didn't mean to do anything bad. You were sneaking around so early in the morning. You must be a peeping Tom. That's right, you were peeping at girls changing clothes or something like that. The dormitory manager's eyes lit up, she finally found a legitimate reason. Auntie. Stop it, I invited him here. Chapter 6 Li Chen is killed. What the hell? So it was Miss Shen who invited you here? That's fine. But I remind you, be cautious when making friends and don't be fooled by someone's appearance. After saying this, the dormitory manager walked away without looking back. She knew about Shen Mengqing's family affairs, and she didn't dare to offend them casually. What the hell do you mean? Am I that kind of person? Li Chen didn't dare to speak loudly, as he was really scared by the person just now. What are you doing here? You don't reply to WeChat messages or answer voice calls. After the dormitory manager left, Shen Mengqing said to Li Chen with an unhappy look on her face. When Li Chen heard this, he felt that something was wrong. This must be the result of his broken cell phone malfunctioning yesterday. So he smiled and said, Sister Qing. I came to give you something, but I don't know if you like it or not. Oh? What is it? Shen Mengqing's eyes lit up when he heard there was a gift. He had never received anything other than love letters in his life. Li Chen quickly put his hand into his left chest pocket and took out his brick-like copycat phone. He handed it to Shen Mengqing. Here. Shen Mengqing took it with confusion. Is this the gift you gave me? Eh? No. This is yours. What do you mean? It's on strike. It won't turn on, I can't log into the forum, it's just like this. R. Shen Mengqing then realized that she seemed to have misunderstood him. So he asked, what do you mean? Two things. One is to apologize. The other is to borrow money to buy a cell phone. Har har. How could such a handsome man like Li be so destitute that he wants to be a gigolo? Now that the misunderstanding was resolved, Shen Mengqing's mood became much brighter, so she joked. What's wrong with being a gigolo? Save your teeth. I have the ability to do that too. Li Chen said nonchalantly. Let's go. I don't have classes this morning, so you can go shopping with me. I'll take care of you for half the day. Just let me know if you need anything. Shen Mengqing said proudly. Walking. Li Chen raised his right arm, and Shen Mengqing tactfully hugged him. You are not afraid. Why should I be afraid? Just follow your own path and let others talk about it. Li Chen has also made up his mind. Since it is a fact, let others talk about it. The king of hell, that little devil, is happy as long as he is comfortable. Let us talk about the future later, living in the present is the most important thing. The two first drove to the mobile phone street. Xiaoqinzi. Do you prefer domestic or imported products? Support domestic products? So the two of them went to a Vivo mobile phone store. Two handsome men and beautiful women, how can I help you? A sweet-looking waitress greeted us with a smile. Hello, sister. Can you introduce the latest mobile phone to us? Shen Mengqing said with a smile. Okay. This year's newest mobile phone is the X160, which uses the most advanced domestic technology. The saleswoman introduced the product to Li Chen and the other man incessantly. Ahem. Hey. Miss. Excuse me, how much is this phone? Li Chen asked awkwardly. This guy has already owed over 10,000 yuan for drinking and sleeping, and now he has a cell phone, when will he have to pay it back? Although he wanted to be a gigolo, that was just a joke. He was a 7'5" man with all arms and legs intact, and that was not his style. Har har. It's not expensive, only 5,999. The young lady replied with a professional smile. What the hell? Li Chen's eyes widened. What's wrong? The sales lady asked, a little confused. My boyfriend was like, how can such advanced equipment be so cheap? He was a little surprised. Shen Mengqing pinched Li Chen's waist and said. Yes. That's right. I used to use phones that cost 7 or 8,000 yuan, but I lost it yesterday, so I came to check it out. Li Chen hurriedly spoke. Fuck. This kid is quite pretentious. It's already good enough that you have 7 or 800. Shen Mengqing complained. Okay, young lady. Give us 2. Are they in stock? Shen Mengqing waved her hand and said. Yes. What color do you want? The saleswoman quickly said, this commission is settled. 1 red and 1 green. Shen Mengqing said casually. Why 2? Li Chen asked puzzledly. My old black screen. It's time to change it. Isn't yours the latest model? It doesn't work either. How many times have I told you to buy a domestic model? Wouldn't it be nice for us to have a couple's collection? Shen Mengqing asked back. Okay. But miss, I don't want the green one. Give me the black one. That color scares me. Okay. Please wait a moment. The sales lady covered her mouth and walked away. Okay, add another 6,000. Li Chen muttered. What did you say? I want to use a 6,000 yuan phone, too. At this moment, several big men wearing stockings on their heads suddenly rushed in from outside, holding machetes, baseball bats and other things in their hands. No. Don't move. Beat. One of the masked big heads stuttered. Stupid. It's robbery. Another thin man reminded. Yes, robbery. All kinds of mobile phones, hurry up and take them. I told you not to give them to me. As he said that, He snatched Li Chen's big cell phone away before he could take out his phone card. Hold your head. Squat down. Several other people also came over here. They pointed their weapons at Li Chen, who was no stranger to amateur basketball players, so one or two people couldn't get close to him. At this time, the staff of the mobile phone store were already terrified. They wanted to call the police, but when they looked at it, they realized that this was not a robbery at all, but clearly a personal grudge. Stop it. Who are you? Shen Mengqing was a girl after all, and the scene in front of her frightened her so much that she shouted in a bit of a loss. Sister Qing. Call the police quickly. Li Chen shouted while dealing with everyone. Yes, yes, yes. Call the police. Shen Mengqing took out her cell phone in panic. Go to hell. One of the men was quick-witted and snatched the phone from her hand and threw it to the ground. Bang. No matter how tall and strong Li Chen was, he was no match for hands. A small man jumped up from behind him with a baseball bat and hit him on the head. Sister Qing. Don't worry about me. Go away. Li Chen wiped the blood off his head and shouted anxiously to Shen Mengqing. I won't leave. I won't leave. Someone come quickly. Someone's killing people. Shen Mengqing hurried to the door and screamed loudly with tears streaming down her face, but no one paid any attention to her and everyone quickly dodged away. It doesn't concern me, so I don't care. This is the mentality of most people. In the end, Li Chen was knocked down. He was then put into a sack that had been prepared in advance, and several people carried him into a van with a fake license plate and drove away. No. Shen Mengqing knelt on the street heartbroken. Suddenly she remembered something and hurriedly took a taxi to the police station. Chapter 7, Cave at the Bottom of the Cliff. Chaos Emperor. Li Chen has now completely fallen into a coma and has no idea what happened afterwards. However, before he fell into a coma, he vaguely heard someone calling out, "Scar brother." The van drove all the way to the edge of a cliff north of Donghai City. At this time, several robbers had taken off their stockings, led by a middle-aged man with a scar on his face. Let's do it, the scarred man said calmly. Remember. Be a good person in your next life. After the stuttering man finished speaking, he grabbed Li Chen and threw him off the cliff. Master Feng. It's been done. Shen Mengqing sat on a bench in the Public Security Bureau and recounted what had happened to Li Chen and the other man. Uncle Police. I am Shen Mengqing from the Shen Group. Please save my boyfriend. Shen Mengqing pulled the middle-aged policeman in front of her and begged. Ms. Shen. Don't worry. No matter who it is, we, the People's Police, serve the people. We will find out the truth as soon as possible. You should go back and wait. The middle-aged policeman said solemnly. Shen Mengqing returned to the dormitory in a daze, then covered herself with the quilt and stared at the ceiling with lifeless eyes. Where is this? Heaven? Or hell? It should be heaven. How sad. I just got a taste of a woman and I'm dead. Alas. Mom and Dad. I am an unfilial son. I haven't had the chance to repay you for your kindness in raising me. Sister Qing. See you in the next life. Li Chen murmured sadly. Young man. Why are you so sad? What joy is there in life? What fear is there in death? Suddenly a vague voice was heard. Who? The King of Hell? Or the Jade Emperor? By now Li Chen has accepted his fate. What a mess. I am the Chaos Emperor Li Juqian, okay. Who? The Great Emperor. The Emperor? Are you kidding me? It's over. Barbecue. Not only did she not go to heaven, she didn't even get a spot in hell. How sad. Li Chen continued to feel sad. Is he so hateful? What are you competing for, old six? You're not dead, okay. The Chaos Emperor rolled his eyes. Har har. Don't tease me. I've accepted my fate. Tell me what I want you to do. Walk on a mountain of swords. Or jump into a frying pan. I'll do it. Li Chen said dejectedly, people are dead, what could be more terrifying? Fuck. Why did you give me such an idiot? Chaos Emperor complained. After Li Chen finished speaking, he tried to stand up, but his injuries were too severe to do it. Hiss. It hurts. Wait. Am I not dead? Why is it still hurting? Idiot. You are not dead. An illusory old man with a white beard appeared in front of Li Chen. Then a ray of light shot out from his hand and shot into Li Chen's body. Huh? What the hell? Don't come over here. Li Chen subconsciously stood up and ran back. Huh? Doesn't it hurt anymore? Is it okay? Li Chen touched the wound on his head. His hand was dry, without any blood. Plop. Li Chen knelt down directly. Goddess, please accept my worship. This boy is teachable. The shadow of the Chaos Emperor symbolically stroked his beard and nodded with satisfaction. I see that you have extraordinary talent. Would you like to be my disciple? The Chaos Emperor carefully looked at the young man in front of him. Holy crap! A naturally chaotic celestial body? How is that possible? How can such a small interface have such a physique? It's really weird. Chaos Emperor muttered to himself. Yes. Of course I am. Master, please accept my disciple's greetings. After saying that, Li Chen kowtowed 3 times and 9 times to the Chaos Emperor. Good, good, good. I, the Chaos Emperor, finally have a disciple. Then I will pass on all my life's learning to you in a moment. Wait. Master. My kneeling is hurting a little. Can I stand up and talk to you? Li Chen said aggrievedly. My dear disciple. Get up and talk. I forgot about this. You are still an ordinary person. The shadow scratched his head and said awkwardly. Li Chen then stood up and looked around. This should be the bottom of the cliff, but it looked like a cave. Master. You said I am an ordinary person. Are you a god? You can understand it that way, but I'm not a deity, I'm a cultivator. Huh? Immortal cultivators. Do they really exist? Are they like in fantasy novels? Li Chen instantly became interested. He had read a lot of novels in the past few years and was very envious of the protagonists in the novels. He always dreamed that one day he could become a protagonist and soar above the sky. I didn't expect that I would achieve it now. Is this true? Li Chen slapped himself in the face. It hurts. I finally confirmed that I was not dead and I was not dreaming. You must have been knocked down, kid. Why are you so stunned? Are you listening to me? The Chaos Emperor was too tired to complain. It's all right, Master. I just want to confirm one more thing. Where were we talking about? Please continue. Li Chen was so happy in his heart, damn. My buddy is finally going to turn things around, Scar brother. Har har. I will pass on my life's learning to you. Please accept it. Wait. Master. Are the levels of immortal cultivators G refining, foundation building, golden core, and nascent soul? Are you a great golden core or a nascent soul? Li Chen interrupted the Chaos Emperor again. This guy made the Chaos Emperor so angry that if Li Chen was not a chaos celestial body that only appears once in tens of millions of years, he would easily strangle the guy to death. Fuck. Do you still want to learn? Are Jindan Yuanying also called immortal cultivators? Learn. Of course I have to learn. Please continue. Li Chen quickly covered his mouth. Chaos Emperor Li Juqian raised his right hand, and another ray of light shot out and directly entered Li Chen's mind. R. You old man. You cheated me. Li Chen fell to the ground and rolled over, covering his head. After a while, Li Chen fainted again. I hope you can hold on. Li Juqian looked at Li Chen worriedly and stopped talking. 2 days passed quietly. Outside, Shen Mengqing mobilized the power of the Shen family and searched the whole city for this unknown little person. The person involved, Li Chen, opened his eyes slowly. Huh? What the hell is this? Li Chen's mind suddenly contained a long series of memories and knowledge. HMPH. My inheritance. Medical skills. Martial arts. Alchemy. Li Juqian's figure appeared again. Huh? Thank you, Master. Li Chen finally understood. Huh? That's not what some people said just now, right? Li Juqian looked at Li Chen with a smile. Har har. What are you talking about, Master? Am I that kind of person? You must have heard it wrong. Stop talking nonsense. Just absorb the memory. From today on, you are cultivator. Cultivation is like sailing against the current. If you don't move forward, you will fall behind. I will follow master's teachings. Li Chen did not smile this time. Calm down and start studying the way of cultivation. Chapter 8: Shen Mengqing's Parents' Attitude. Li Chen quickly browsed through ancient Chinese medicine, ancient immortal cultivation techniques, ancient alchemy. X-ray vision. Holy shit. This is just like peeping into a decent family. No. This is simply a magical skill that must be paired with medical skills. Li Chen was ecstatic. Behave yourself, kid. This isn't a spying tool for you. It's a magic weapon for you to use in the future. Don't do anything obscene, or I won't let you off. Chaos Emperor Li Juqian scolded. But it's okay to satisfy the needs of your eyes occasionally. He. Li Chen was about to agree, but was almost shocked by his master's next words. It seems that you, old man, are not a good person either. Li Chen muttered. How can you talk like that? You little bastard who betrays your teacher and ancestors. Do you want to quit your job? Li Juqian blew his beard and glared. It was a slip of the tongue. Master, please calm down. Anger is harmful to your health. Please take care of yourself. HMPH. This won't happen again. It's a must. You should know about cultivation, right? Kung Fu is the foundation. After practicing Kung Fu, when true Qi is generated in Dantian, you can be considered a true cultivator. With the accumulation of true Qi, the realm of the cultivator will also be improved, and then there will be subsequent martial arts secrets and the like. Alchemy has become even simpler. I don't need to explain this, right? It's just that practice makes perfect. Of course, if you don't have the talent, then don't practice it. As for the inheritance of medical skills, it is entirely based on my medical experience and lessons. You can use it directly in combination with the X-ray vision. It can be said that as long as the patient is still alive, he can be saved. Of course, advanced medical skills need to be supplemented by true Qi. For example, to treat some terminal illnesses, acupuncture is needed. It is difficult to perform without sufficient true Qi. Li Juqian talked for a long time. Obviously he was a responsible master. In fact, he also wanted his disciple to avoid detours. Only by growing up quickly can you avenge yourself earlier. Li Chen was confused by what he heard. After all, it was his first time to come into contact with things in fantasy novels. There is no wall that is impenetrable. The fact that Shen Mengqing used her family's power to find Li Chen was eventually discovered by her father Shen Jinqiu. The living room of the Shen family villa. Shen Jinqiu and Wang Wenli sat opposite Shen Mengqing. Mom and Dad. Stop asking me questions. I can only say that Li Chen is very important to me. Shen Mengqing was already upset about Li Chen's affairs, and with her parents' repeated questioning, she was extremely depressed and had lost a lot of weight in the past 2 days. That's your boyfriend. Mengqing. I know how much the Shu Chen incident hurt you, but you can't just fool around like that, right? You just drag someone to the front. As far as I know, this Li Chen is just a poor boy from a rural area in northeast China, right? He is not a good match for us. How can I tell my friends about it in the future? Although Shen Jinqiu loves his precious daughter, it is hard to predict people's minds. Who knows if Li Chen is dating his daughter because he covets the Shen family's property? It is most likely the case. You only know your face. The Shu family is a good match, but what's the result? It's useless for you to disagree. Anyway, Li Chen and I are already husband and wife. Shen Mengqing also took it all out and decided to go all out and tell everyone the truth. You rebellious girl. Shen Jinqiu was immediately furious and raised his hand to slap him. When I saw my daughter's tearful eyes and stubborn expression. In the end, I couldn't bear to do it. After all, he was my sweetheart. HMPH. Take care of yourself. Shen Jinqiu flicked his sleeves and slammed the door angrily. Par. Hearing the noise coming from the door, Shen Mengqing cried even harder. Wang Wenli felt very sorry when she saw her daughter's haggard appearance. Xiao Qing. Don't blame your dad. He's doing this for your own good. Tell me, from childhood to adulthood, has he ever done anything that didn't take you into consideration? Humph. For my own good. Are you going to separate me and Li Chen for my own good? When have I ever refuted you since I was a child? You asked me to study hard, didn't I do it? Is more than 600 points in the college entrance examination too little? Didn't you find Xu Chen for me? I accepted him for you, but what happened? Now that Li Chen's life or death is uncertain, how can I feel good when you tell me this? Shen Mengqing pointed at her mother who loved her deeply, and her tears couldn't stop flowing. Xiaoqing, listen to me. Wang Wenli took her daughter in her arms and patted her on the back. I won't listen. I won't listen. Shen Mengqing hugged her mother and shook her head vigorously. Mom. Please. Can you please persuade Daddy? I really can't lose Li Chen. After crying for a while, Shen Mengqing left Wang Wenli's arms and looked at her solemnly. I promise you, but I'm not sure if I can convince your father. But I have a condition. If Li Chen is really dead, you should do this and that. You are still young and have a long way to go in the future. Finally, Wang Wenli sighed. She knew her daughter best. She was just like herself and would not turn back until she hit the wall. Since she has made the choice, she will not give up, otherwise she would not have married into the Shen family. Thank you, Mom. You're the best at Chinga, much better than that old man. Shen Mengqing's tearful face broke into a smile. Bo. He kissed Wang Wenli on the face. Little cat. Go wash your face. Wang Wenli pinched her daughter's face lovingly. After saying that, she went out to negotiate with her husband. When he arrived at the bedroom, Shen Jinqiu was smoking silently. He looked up at Wang Wenli. How is she? Shen Jinqiu asked after putting out his cigarette. Har har. I knew it. You're worried about your little cotton-padded jacket. Alas. You know she is just like me back then. She has made up her mind and even 9 oxen can't pull her back. Wang Wenli shook her head. That won't work. This is not negotiable. Shen Jinqiu still didn't give in. Then you can just wait to collect your daughter's body. Humph. You are a pig, you are stubborn. Have you forgotten what happened between you and me in the beginning? Wang Wenli also got angry. Her husband was good in every way except that he looked down on the poor due to his business over the years. But he seemed to have forgotten himself and how he rose step by step from the bottom of the society. Huh? Is it that serious? I'm not looking down on Li Chen. I'm just worried that my daughter will be wronged. Shen Jinqiu finally gave in. HMPH. You'd better put away your condescending attitude in the future. It doesn't matter whether a person is rich or poor. The most important thing is that he has good character. We haven't even met Li Chen, and you've already made a conclusion. Isn't that a bit too arbitrary? My wife taught me that, but is Li Chen really that good? Shen Jinqiu nodded. In fact, he was also a henpecked husband at home. This is what I think. Chapter 9 I put it in. I take it out. Let's not talk about what kind of person Li Chen is, but I believe in Xiaoqing. She is not a child anymore. The person she chooses must be right. The question now is who Li Chen offended. It is unknown whether he is alive or dead. If he is really gone, I believe his daughter will get over it. My plan is to continue to send people to inquire about Li Chen's news. In addition, I want to take Xiaoqing out for a walk to relax. Wang Wenli told her plan. That's great. Do you want me to go too? To be honest, it's been a long time since our family of 3 went on a trip together. Shen Jinqiu nodded. This was a good idea. If Li Chen was really gone, perhaps time could dilute everything and his daughter would get over her loss sooner or later. You don't have to go, we can just follow the tour group. Wang Wenli said quickly. She knew that the Shen family had not been doing well recently, especially since Xu Chen's father had withdrawn the funds some time ago, which had caused a brief crisis for the Shen group. Fortunately, her mother's family, the Wang family of Yancheng, stepped in, and with Shen Jinqiu's iron-blooded approach, the situation was stabilized. Well then. You two must be careful and safe. Shen Jinqiu also understood that he could not leave. Okay. Let's do this for now. Xiaoqing and I will go discuss it. Seeing Wang Wenli coming out of the bedroom, Shen Mengqing couldn't wait to walk forward. Mom. How is it? What did the old man say? Wang Wenli pretended to shake her head. Humph. I knew it. He is just an old stubborn man. I don't care anyway. I haven't told you yet. What do you know? Your daddy said that he can fully cooperate with you in finding Li Chen. Huh? I don't believe it. Does he have any conditions? Shen Mengqing looked at Wang Wenli warily. It is said that no one knows a son better than his father. In fact, it is also true the other way around. No one knows a father better than his son. Shen Mengqing knows her father's temper very well. Of course there are conditions, but they are not serious. He said that he can test Li Chen. If it is really as good as you said, he will not object to your relationship. Wang Wenli said with a smile. Ka. That's great. Daddy is still the best. Shen Mengqing suddenly jumped up with joy. You mean to say that I, as a mother, am good for nothing? Wang Wenli joked. How could that be? You and Daddy are my closest people, and the ones I love the most. What about Li Chen? Him? He's different. Shen Mengqing's face suddenly turned red. Har har. Xiaoqing. I booked a group tour for us yesterday. We'll leave tomorrow morning. Seeing her daughter's embarrassment, Wang Wenli stopped teasing her and told her about the trip. Why? I won't go. I want to wait for Li Chen to come back. Do you have any conspiracy? Shen Mengqing stared at her mother warily again. Don't you even trust me? When have I ever lied to you? Your dad asked me to take you out to relax. You don't want Li Chen to see you like this, do you? This is also his final condition. It's up to you whether you agree or not. Wang Wenli spread her hands. I agree. But you have to listen to me. I want to go to Zidanbanner in southern Yunnan province to experience the great outdoors. In the end, Shen Mengqing compromised. Okay. I'll do as you say. The next day, the mother and daughter followed the tour group and boarded a plane to southern Yunnan province. As for Li Chen, after a week of practice, he finally mastered the X-ray eyes and raised his realm to the second level of qi refining. Boy. Not bad. In just a few days you have advanced from an ordinary person to the second level of qi refining. Li Juqian looked at Li Chen with a smile. It's okay. So. Li Chen replied in a very pretentious manner. I told you were coughing, but you're gasping for breath. You must always remember that there is always someone better than you. Har har. Remember that, master. All right. It's getting late. Let's stop here today. Yeah. Li Chen walked into the cave, came to a natural pool, took off his clothes and jumped in. After practicing for a whole day, I was sweating all over and felt very uncomfortable. Boy. I didn't expect that. You are quite a guy. If any woman follows you, she will be happy for the rest of her life. A shadow suddenly appeared in front of the pool. Fuck. You're such a bad old man. I didn't realize you were so out of line. Li Chen was startled, but he didn't panic. They were just two grown men, so they could watch as they pleased. It's free. Hearing Li Juqian's words, Li Chen suddenly thought of Shen Mengqing. I don't know how she is doing. Are you anxious because you can't find yourself? Have you ever felt sad for yourself? And his parents don't know that their son is missing yet, right? Master. Can I go down the mountain and return to the city? Li Chen asked a little melancholy. What? Of course you can. It doesn't matter where you practice. It's just that there's more spiritual energy here than outside. Li Juqian knew that Li Chen couldn't continue to practice here, so he simply agreed to his request. Then master, please take care of yourself. I will come back to see you often. After spending a few days together, Li Chen really regarded Li Juqian as his mentor, even though the old man was sometimes a little unreliable. But there is nothing to say about his apprentice. What the hell? You want to leave me? You don't want me as your master anymore. You are such a heartless little bastard. I treat you so sincerely, and yet you want to betray your master. This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. Li Juqian kept scolding. Master! Wait a minute. Didn't you agree to let me go down the mountain? How can I go back if I don't leave here? Li Chen was a little confused. Huh? Oh, right. I forgot to tell you. See it? The jade pendant on the stone table inside. I live there. If you take it with you, it means you take me with you. I will be by your side at any time. Li Juqian explained. Fuck. Why didn't you tell me earlier? What is that? A storage space. Li Chen walked towards the stone table naked and impatiently. Can you please pay attention to your image? It's not proper to be naked like this. Li Juqian followed behind. I don't know who it is, peeking at my body, and now is pretending to be with us. Li Chen said indifferently. Master. Does this require a drop of blood to acknowledge the master? Li Chen asked while holding the emerald green jade pendant. I didn't expect you to have some common sense. Li Chen bit his middle finger and a drop of blood dripped. A magical scene appeared. The blood did not flow down the jade pendant, but was directly absorbed by it. At the same time, Li Chen established a connection with the jade pendant. How do I use this? Just control it with your mind. Then Li Chen took a look at the stone on the open space and an idea came to his mind. Swoosh! He put the bowl-sized stone into the jade pendant. Then he took it out again. I put it in. I take it out. I put it in. I take it out. I put it in. I take it out. Chapter 10 Back to School. Li Chen was muttering to himself while having a lot of fun. Fuck. Just play if you want, don't tell me if it's okay or not. I already feel it. Roll. Li Chen continued to play with his new toy. Li Chen slept comfortably at night. Early the next morning, Li Chen looked at the cave behind him. Climbing towards the top of the mountain with some reluctance. Now he has officially entered the ranks of immortal cultivators, and climbing mountains with bare hands is no difficulty at all. After more than 2 hours of hard work, Li Chen sat down on the edge of the cliff, panting. Master! Why are you so poor? Your space jade pendant is so big, but there is nothing but space inside. I remember in the novels I read, the protagonists all had abnormal golden fingers, with all kinds of elixirs, weapons, and natural treasures. How come I have nothing at all? Li Chen complained in great displeasure. Don't listen to them, there's a line in a song that goes, fairy tales are all lies. I teach you the skills so that you can create your own wealth. I've given you everything, but you're useless, aren't you? Who said there is nothing? Look in that corner again, is there anything there? Li Juqian's voice sounded in Li Chen's mind. Huh? Sure enough, there is one. Li Chen took out a black cloth bag. What is this? A golden needle. You have good vision. This is the Chaos Golden Needle. A divine object from the beginning of the world. Hiss. You are worthy of being the master. You are really awesome. You have such heaven-defying things. Li Chen did not forget to flatter him. Of course you should. Remember. The golden needle can save lives, but it can also kill the most heinous people. It is also your weapon. After resting for a quarter of an hour, Li Chen continued to walk back. Soon, we arrived at the side of a road, and after waiting for an hour, we finally came across a double-row-seater hauling timber. Fortunately, the driver was kind enough to give Li Chen a ride. Oh! I wonder how Sister Qing is doing. Li Chen sat on the wood and talked to himself. He was already eager to go home. The driver took him to the suburbs. Li Chen got off the car, thanked the most beautiful driver again, and continued on his way. I had no money in my pocket and no cell phone, so I had to hike. After Li Chen's efforts, he finally arrived at the long-lost campus before dark. Fuck. Brother. Did you just come out of the primitive tribe? Seeing Li Chen's miserable appearance, the three roommates sighed. Oh. Don't mention it. A few days ago, my buddy and I went to Beishan for a trip. We went deep into the mountains and got lost. It took us a lot of effort to get out. Li Chen made up a story. Then he went into the bathroom, took a shower, brushed his teeth and shaved. Xiangzi. Let me use your phone. I lost mine. You. Awesome. Here. Guoqiang handed the phone to Li Chen. Sorry. The number you dialed is turned off. Damn it. Li Chen cursed softly, then quickly deleted the number and handed the phone to Guoqiang. You guys play, I have something to go out for a while. Add me when you come back. After saying that, Li Chen couldn't wait to run towards the girls' dormitory building. This kid. He's so weird. I don't know what he's busy with all day long. After the three of them complained, they started playing the online game again. Hello, Auntie? I want to ask, is Shen Mengqing here? Could you please find her for me? Li Chen said to the dormitory manager who was playing with her mobile phone with a smile on his face that he thought was quite charming. Eh? It's you again. What a coincidence. Miss Shin has asked for leave. She hasn't been to class for several days. You two are so familiar with each other. Can't you call her? The dormitory manager waved her hand impatiently. Thank you, Auntie. Li Chen's heart tightened. Could something have happened to Sister Ching? I returned to the dormitory with a nervous mood. Brother Chen. Come on. Let's start a game. Seeing Li Chen come in, Guoqiang and the other two raised their heads, and then started playing the game intensively. You guys play, I'm a little tired. After saying that, Li Chen climbed onto the bed. Because he was worried about Shen Mengqing, Li Chen couldn't fall asleep no matter how he turned. Finally, he just sat up and practiced. Brother Chen. What are you doing? Are you meditating and practicing? In the middle of the night, Zhao Dong, a dark-faced man sleeping on the lower bunk, rubbed his sleepy eyes. Nothing. I woke up because I was holding it in. I'm going to pee. Li Chen said hurriedly. Oh. Me too. How about we go together? Come on. You should go first. See your little one. I'm afraid I won't be able to pee. Roll. Zhao Dong went out cursing. It's true, compared with Li Chen's big guy, his cedar is really not that impressive. Zhao Dong shook his head. Early the next morning, Li Chen first found his tutor, made up an excuse, and then asked for another day off. The instructor did not make things difficult for Li Chen. Li Chen originally came from a small rural village in northeast China and was admitted to Tunghai University with excellent grades. He is impeccable in all aspects and teachers of all subjects like him very much. Then Li Chen and Guoqiang borrowed 100 yuan and called a taxi at the school gate. Master. How much does it cost to get to Shen's group? Li Chen politely asked the older brother wearing sunglasses in the car. 50. The driver stretched out 5 fingers coolly and took out the payment code. Brother. I'm cash, Li Chen said awkwardly. What the hell? Do you still use cash these days? Are you kidding me? This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. After saying this, the driver was about to step on the accelerator and leave. Big brother. Judging from your accent, you are also from the northeast, right? We are from the same hometown. Can you give me a ride? Li Chen begged with a northeastern accent. Get in the car. Huh? Big brother, you. Are you going to sit down or not? You are so hesitant. Are you a northeast man? The driver still had the same expression. But in Li Chen's eyes, he was so handsome. So cool. His head hit the ground. Half an hour later, we arrived in front of a tall building. Boy. We're here. Get out of the car. Okay. Big brother will give you money. Li Chen took out a crumpled 100 yuan bill. No thanks. It's my treat. Thank you, brother. Li Chen bowed sincerely. Then I wrote down the license plate number. This is the most beautiful taxi driver. I must write a letter of praise for him when I have the chance. Let's go. The driver nodded casually and left. But he muttered, how can I make the change for this big bill you gave me? Forget it. When fellow villagers meet, their eyes are filled with tears. I've made a contribution. Li Chen looked at the building in front of him and estimated that it had more than 30 floors. There are 4 big words on the roof, Shen Group. Alas. Is it really possible for me and Sister Ching to be together? Li Chen shook his head. A feeling of inferiority arises in my heart. Boy. Hold your head high and your chest high. My disciple, Li Juqian, is a man who stands tall and proud. Things of the secular world can also bind you. Yes. Master. Li Chen touched the jade pendant on his chest and felt a lot more at ease. Stride towards the building. Kid. Stop. This is Shen Group. We don't have any plans to recruit workers at the moment. A security guard stopped the young big man in front of him. Security boss. I'm not here to apply for a job, I'm here to look for someone. Could you please help me inform them? Li Chen said politely. Who are you looking for? Xinjianqiu. Chapter 11 Shen Mengqing and her daughter encounter robbers. Who? Mr. Shen. Yes. I'm Shen Mengqing's friend, and I have something urgent to discuss with him. Wait a moment. The security guard couldn't tell where Li Chen came from, but seeing that the boy seemed to be about the same age as the young lady, maybe they were classmates. The security guard took Li Chen to the lobby and asked him to sit down. Xiao Zhang. Contact Mr. Shen and tell him that there is a young man who wants to see him. Okay. Captain Song. Shen Zhenqiu was sitting at his desk, smoking a cigarette and staring at the wall-mounted TV in front of him in a daze. No matter how he thought about it, he felt uncomfortable. His daughter is the daughter of the Shen Group and will definitely inherit the family property in the future. The huge fortune that he had built up throughout his life was given to a poor boy from the countryside. Ring ring ring. The ringing of the phone interrupted his thoughts. Boss Shen. There's a young man at the door who wants to see you. He says he's the eldest lady's friend. Do you want to meet him? No. I don't know him. Shen Zhenqiu hung up the phone without thinking too much. Kid. Get lost. Mr. Shen said he doesn't know you. The security guard's expression changed immediately. It turned out that he was trying to get close to him. Impossible. Tell him my name is Li Chen. Li Chen hurriedly explained. Are you looking for trouble? Mr. Shen told you to get out. Don't you understand? After saying that, he reached out and grabbed Li Chen. Fuck. I'm talking to you in a nice way, but you're still acting so arrogant. Li Chen also became angry and reached out to grab the other person's hand and pulled it hard. Crack. It's dislocated. Little brother. That's not right. Big brother, let's talk nicely. Let me go first. The security guard immediately gave in. Tell me. Which floor is Shen Zhenqiu on? Li Chen didn't know what was going on with Shen Mengqing, and it was possible that she was hidden by his father. But Shen Zhenqiu avoided him. Since soft tactics don't work, he'll try hard tactics. If Shen Mengqing admits to breaking up with him, he'll have peace of mind. Top floor. Li Chen let go of him and strode into the elevator with a sign saying, exclusive for Mr. Shen. The moment Li Chen entered the elevator, the security guard picked up the intercom and called all the security guards to gather on the top floor. At the same time, Xiao Zhang at the front desk also notified Shen Zhenqiu. 2 minutes later. Ding ling. The elevator arrived at the 36th floor. The moment he stepped out of the elevator, Li Chen was surrounded by a dozen security guards. Since there are security guards on every floor, they arrived before Li Chen. And it seems that the number is still increasing. Shen Zhenqiu stood in the distance and watched Li Chen, who broke into Mr. Shen's office. He had already learned the news from Xiao Zhang that the young man in front of him was his daughter Shen Mingqing's boyfriend. Li Chen didn't waste any words. He was also young and energetic, and had just learned some kung fu. He wanted to show off his skills in front of his future father-in-law. Tell him that I am not useless. Go. Captain Song's arm had been connected, and he roared, leading the way. Others, armed with the weapons, also rushed forward. Li Chen got started right away, and in no time at all, he moved as ferociously as a tiger. In half a minute, all 18 security guards were knocked down. This. Shen Zhenqiu was stunned. Is this guy so fierce? Have you ever learned kung fu? Isn't this a movie? Uncle Shen. How about we talk? Li Chen patted his dust-free hands and said with a smile. Xiao Song. Go back to your posts. I know this guy. Shen Zhenqiu said to the security guards who were screaming on the ground. Yes. More than a dozen people stood up quickly and ran into the elevator. After entering the office, Shen Zhenqiu sat behind the desk. Pointing to the sofa opposite, sit down. After seeing Li Chen's skills, Shen Zhenqiu's perception of him changed unconsciously, and his attitude became much gentler. Thank you, uncle. Li Chen sat down on it neither humbly nor arrogantly. Rich people really know how to enjoy life. This sofa makes my butt so comfortable. Uncle Shen. I want to know where Sister Qing went. Li Chen went straight to the point. She went on a trip with her mom. As for your matter, I reserve my opinion. I neither oppose nor support it. After all, there is a gap between us. It all depends on your performance next. You should understand what I mean, right? Shen Zhenqiu's attitude has indeed changed a lot, from strong opposition at the beginning to relaxation now, mainly because the young man in front of him is not as bad as he imagined. First, he resolutely entered the Shen group for his daughter's sake. Secondly, Li Chen is humble, brave and resourceful. In Shen Zhenqiu's eyes, Li Chen did the knocking down of the security guard just now on purpose in order to make him look at him differently. Thank you very much, Uncle Shen. You are busy. I should go back now. I will come to see you later. Li Chen stood up and prepared to leave. Goodbye. Shin Jinchu stood up and waved politely. Dear viewers, here's a piece of news. Yesterday, flight KH1111 from Donghai to Kunching suddenly lost contact. Preliminary estimates suggest it was the work of robbers. We will continue to report. Suddenly the TV on the wall broadcast a news report. What? Shin Jinchu's eyes turned dark and he sat down on the boss chair behind him. Uncle Shin. What's wrong with you? Could it be that Auntie and Sister Ching are on this flight? Li Chen suddenly had an ominous premonition in his heart. Oh. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. Shin Jinchu nodded weakly, feeling endless regret in his heart. Why did he agree to let the mother and son go on a trip in the first place? Uncle Shin. Don't worry. This news is not all bad. At least we can be sure that there is no major problem with personal safety at the moment. Li Chen analyzed. Yes. Xiao Chen, you know Kung Fu. Uncle begs you to save Xiao Qing and the others, please. Shin Jinchu excitedly held Li Chen's hand. The usual strategist was gone. Now he was just a kind father and a good man who loved his wife. He is always irrational when it comes to matters concerning his wife and daughter, otherwise he would react so strongly when he heard that his daughter had found a poor boy. Uncle Shin, please rest assured. I will definitely go. But we don't know where they were sent to, so let's wait for follow-up reports, right? Li Chen seemed quite rational at this time. I'm just too anxious. Let me contact the airport. Uncle. I estimate that if it was really the work of robbers, there must be foreigners on the plane, and more than one. This kind of thing cannot happen in China. In addition, if the estimate is correct, the plane should be flying to the chaotic Southeast Asia. You can ask about the nationalities of the passengers, especially the Southeast Asian countries. Shin Jinchu nodded, quickly took out his cell phone and dialed a number. Mr. Guo. I would like to know the nationalities of the passengers on flight KH1111 yesterday morning. Is that convenient? Mr. Shin. I am deeply sorry about this matter. Your wife and daughter, the other party said. Mr. Guo. I don't mean to blame you. I want to ask if there are any Southeast Asians on the plane. Please give me a quick answer. Shin Jinchu interrupted the other party and got straight to the point. Please wait a moment. Yes, there is. According to the boarding information, there is a tour group of 15 people on the plane, all from Chapter 12, Northern Burma Robbers. They are all from northern Myanmar. Unfortunately, the captain is also from northern Myanmar. Mr. Guo's guilty voice came. Okay. I got it. Shin Jinchu hung up the phone and looked into the distance with lifeless eyes. It's over. Northern Myanmar is the most chaotic place in the world. Telecom fraud and organ trafficking are everywhere. If you fall into their hands, the consequences can be imagined. Uncle Shin. Please arrange for me to go abroad as soon as possible. The longer this matter is delayed, the more serious the consequences will be. Li Chenyi made a resolute decision. Li Chen, do you know what it means to go to northern Myanmar? I can't leave you just because of my wife and daughter. Uncle Shin. What time is it? If you continue to act on impulse, every minute of delay will put Auntie and Sister Ching in more danger. Li Chen was also extremely anxious and wished he could appear in northern Myanmar immediately. Shin Jinchu looked at Li Chen deeply, then nodded heavily, picked up the phone again and dialed the number. Mr. Guo. I need to charter a plane to go to northern Myanmar. Please arrange it immediately. Mr. Shin. I'm sorry. Due to the ongoing war in northern Myanmar, it is very dangerous. We don't have any flights there. We can only take you to Benay, the capital of Myanmar. That's fine. You arrange it as soon as possible. We'll be there right away. This time, Mr. Guo did not hesitate. He knew Shin Jinchu's ability. For a high-level employee like himself, a correct decision could potentially lead to his rapid advancement. Xiao Chen. Let us walk and talk. I have a satellite phone here. Only the two parties can talk and video chat with each other. I will keep you informed of the latest news. This is an invisible headset, you can carry it with you at all times. At this time, Shin Jinchu also regained his usual wisdom. He knew that time was urgent and could not be delayed any longer. Uncle Shin, I need 100,000 yuan in cash. I can't get around in northern Myanmar without money. And bank cards may not work. Li Chen had heard about some things in northern Myanmar, so he had to take all aspects into consideration. Carrying your ID card with you saves a lot of time, otherwise you would have to go back to school to get it. The two men rushed out of the office and went to the finance department to withdraw 200,000 yuan in cash. Can anyone tell me what's going on? We already know each other. And you want us to go and die? I'm really impressed. Captain Song watched Shin Jinchu and Li Chen walk out of the elevator side by side and have a cordial conversation, but he couldn't stop complaining in his heart. Shin Jinchu didn't even call for a driver. He drove his extended version of the Land Rover Range Rover and took Li Chen to the airport at high speed. I don't know how many red lights I ran on the road. The 1-hour journey took only 40 minutes to reach the airport. Mr. Shin, everything is ready. You can board the plane at any time. Mr. Guo was standing in the airport lobby waiting. When he saw Shin Jinchu and Li Chen coming in, he immediately came over. Thank you, Mr. Guo. Let me introduce you. This is my daughter's boyfriend, Mr. Li Chen. We are going to Burma with him this time. Oh, Miss Shin is so lucky to have a boyfriend who loves her so much. Mr. Guo. Hello. Time is urgent. Can you arrange for me to board the plane as soon as possible? Li Chen didn't say anything polite. He was worried about Shin Mengqing and didn't want to waste time here. Good. The three of them went directly through the Green Channel and came into the airport. The private jet is ready. Xiao Chen. Be safe. Shin Jinchu patted Li Chen on the shoulder. Goodbye, uncle. Please rest assured, I will definitely bring aunt and sister Qing back safely. After saying that, Li Chen got on the plane directly. The plane quickly took off and flew towards Southeast Asia. I hope he can succeed. Shin Jinchu looked at the flying plane and muttered to himself. Mr. Shin. Let's go. Guo Lin reminded. Mr. Guo, I really want to thank you this time. Mr. Shin, you're welcome. Li Chen first put the bag of cash into the storage jade pendant, and then began to take out the map he had prepared in advance and study it. This time he first had to reach Benay, the capital of Myanmar. After landing you must go to northern Myanmar by car. Northern Myanmar is vast, and trying to find two people there is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Moreover, the government is unable to control the warlord-ruled northern Myanmar, which has caused social unrest there and all kinds of criminals are extremely rampant. Pornography, gambling, drug fraud are common, including telecommunications fraud, online gambling, and the trafficking of human organs. Once you enter it, it is difficult to escape. But Li Chen did not back down. This was exactly why he came here in a hurry. At the same time, the Chinese government communicated with the Myanmar side on this matter. This incident had a huge impact. There were more than 30 passengers on the plane. More than 90% of them are Chinese, and the authorities attach great importance to this hijacking incident. However, the explanation given by Myanmar is that they do not have complete control over northern Myanmar and they can only provide limited assistance. If you want to save people, you have to rely on yourselves. Finally, after internal consultations, China decided to send personnel from the Yunnan branch of the Security Association to carry out rescue operations from the Yunnan border into northern Myanmar. Speaking of which, Shin Mengqing and Wang Wenli, mother and daughter, sat in their seats trembling with fear. They never expected that they would run into robbers while out relaxing. If Wang Wenli had known this, she would definitely agree to her daughter's relationship with Li Chen and would never have proposed this travel plan. I didn't expect that such a wrong decision would bring such a great disaster to the mother and daughter. What awaits them may be even more terrifying. Oh. I hope my husband can rescue me in time. This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. But she was also unsure in her heart, because northern Myanmar was the nightmare of the Chinese people. Listen carefully. I am the director of the Dabao Industrial Park in Sangcheng, northern Myanmar. You are under our control. Everyone obey me. Otherwise, the consequences will be disastrous. A dozen Burmese people in camouflage uniforms spoke in broken Chinese. They all had weapons in their hands, pointing them at every passenger from time to time. You are such heartless robbers. We will not do anything for you. I know you kidnapped us for you. A beautiful woman in her 30s suddenly stood up and started cursing. Fuck. You little bitch. I'm giving you face, right? A dark-faced middle-aged man next to her, also wearing camouflage clothes, hit the woman on the forehead with a stick. Blood immediately flowed down her cheeks. The woman fell down instantly, and it was unknown whether she was alive or dead. Several passengers were about to stand up and condemn, but after seeing this scene they immediately sat down again. This is so cruel. Just as Shen Mengqing was about to take action, Wang Wenli grabbed her. You sons of bitches. Have you forgotten your ancestors? You are all descendants of the Chinese people, but you don't behave yourself and just do things that betray your country for personal gain. Have you let dogs eat your conscience? The woman's husband's eyes were blazing with fire and he punched the tall middle-aged man. You're looking for death. The dark-faced middle-aged man turned his body and hit the man's arm hard with the stick again. The man covered his right arm with his left hand and screamed in pain. But that was not the end. Another young robber from northern Myanmar took out a dagger and stabbed the man directly in the inner thigh. Chapter 13 being followed. The bloody scene shocked the hearts of all the passengers present. They had never seen such a cruel scene before. See. This is the consequence of resistance. If anyone talks nonsense again, I'll throw them down from here. I'll let you feel the thrill of free fall. Every passenger at the scene was shaking with fear, and some even peed themselves in fear. Li Chen was sitting on the plane, his thoughts having already flown to northern Myanmar. Recalling the description of northern Myanmar in the video, it has been particularly rampant in recent years. Many internet celebrities have called on domestic citizens not to go to northern Myanmar unless there are special circumstances, saying that it is simply a hell for humanity. Especially in recent years, the Gar Yaozi incident has been widely reported. Oh! I hope nothing happens to Sister Ching and the others. At the same time, Li Chen himself was unsure about saving people. After all, he had just started practicing and his realm was only the second level of chi refining. If you face a gun head-on, you can only dodge, not to mention the armed forces of tanks and artillery. Originally, if you were to take an international flight from Donghai to Benai City, you would need to have 2 or 3 transfers, which would take at least 20 hours. But this time Shen Jinqiu and Li Chen were eager to save people and did not want to waste time, so they chartered a plane that did not need to stop in the middle, and the straight line distance was only more than 3,000 kilometers, which undoubtedly greatly reduced the time. More than 5 hours later, Li Chen got off the plane. There were no flights arriving at this time, so the airport was unusually quiet. Since it was a private plane, the staff did not make things too difficult for Li Chen when he came out. No one is stupid. Anyone who can take a private plane must be a wealthy Chinese or a second-generation rich. Arriving in a foreign country for the first time, Li Chen did not feel excited at all, only deep sorrow. Looking at the exotic building, Li Chen did not linger and went straight to the taxi area. A dark-skinned young man spoke a bunch of colloquial language to Li Chen. What the hell? What kind of language is this? Aren't Burmese people supposed to speak Chinese too? Li Chen cursed in a low voice, it was so careless. Sir, please respect our mother tongue. Otherwise I don't mind teaching you a lesson. The young man seemed to have some patriotism. Li Chen smiled without saying anything, stretched out his hand, took out $100 bill and threw it over. Hey, young man. How can I help you? The young man immediately smiled. Li Chen shook his head and said nothing. Money can make the world go round. Buddy, let us be rich again. I need to rent or buy a second-hand off-road vehicle. Please help me contact them. Don't worry, you will get a lot of benefits after the deal is done. That's it? That's easy. I'll find one for you right away, but this also requires favors. I'll also charge a certain fee. Seeing the lavish spending of this young Chinese man in front of him, the taxi driver thought to himself, if I don't rip you off, who else should I rip off? How much? Li Chen frowned. The young man held up 2 fingers in a mysterious manner. Fuck. Are you kidding? You want 20,000 yuan for just getting some information. Li Chen complained, black. Really black. But I still asked tentatively, can you have less? Since this is your first time in Myanmar, I won't lie to you. How about this? I'll give you 20% off and charge you 160 Chinese yuan. This guy still has some conscience. What the hell? 160 yuan. Li Chen obviously misunderstood. It turned out that the other party's 2 fingers were so worthless. What? It can't be any less. Deal. No need to look for it. Li Chen took out 200 yuan and handed it to the young man. Through communicating in Chinese, Li Chen learned that the other party's name was Saibua, and he was a genuine indigenous person from southern Myanmar. Mr. Li Chen, I have already contacted a company that specializes in used car leasing. I happen to have a friend working there. Shall we go over and take a look? Sure. Money is not a problem, but my time is limited. I'll give you another 500 yuan. After getting in the taxi, Li Chen gave instructions. Okay. Seppo stepped on the accelerator into the fuel tank, and the Corolla, which he didn't know how to drive, made him feel like he was driving a Ferrari. Running red lights seems to be commonplace here. Li Chen didn't count them deliberately, but there were at least 8 if not 10 of them along the way. An hour later, the two arrived in front of a large courtyard outside the suburbs. Before getting off the car, Li Chen secretly took out 60,000 cash from the jade pendant and put it in a plastic bag. The door opened, and Sebo took Li Chen to an office in the yard. Hello. I just called and this gentleman wants to rent an SUV. Seppo communicated in the local dialect with the bearded manager behind the desk. It looks like he is bargaining. Although Li Chen doesn't understand Burmese, he can read people's expressions and thinks Sebo is very reliable. After negotiation, Li Chen spent 50,000 yuan to buy a second-hand 935. Although the appearance is not very good, it is still good considering its age and mileage. It's a 5-year-old car with just 80,000 kilometers driven. As to why the owner wants to sell it, it's unknown. Pay with one hand and pick up the goods with the other. The 2 men left the compound. However, what Li Chen didn't know was that even though he was so generous and easily took out 50,000 yuan, he was eventually targeted by the bearded manager. Dear brother Sipo, thank you very much for your help. If you have the chance to visit China, I will treat you to a drink. I have something else to do. Bye. Li Chen patted his shoulder sincerely. I will. Take care, Mr. Li Chen. But I have to remind you, the manager's eyes just now were not right. You better be careful. Seppo took a deep look at the compound and gave instructions. Thanks. Li Chen didn't waste any more words and drove north. He didn't know what would greet him, but this trip to northern Myanmar would definitely not be easy. The terrain in northern Myanmar is relatively simple. Li Chen drove on the road according to the map, and there were basically jungles and hills on both sides. At present, Shinjinqiu has not sent any message, so he can only blindly approach the direction of northern Myanmar. As the sky gradually darkened, Li Chen slowed down because he had noticed a green jeep following behind him. We have been following him for 3 hours, and there is a high probability that they are from the rental company that Sipo mentioned. Har har. It looks like this jeep is pretty good. It's much better than mine. Li Chen smiled slyly and parked the car on the side of the road. He pretended to unbuckle his belt and prepare to pee. At the same time, the jeep behind also stopped. At %#. 4 big men in camouflage uniforms got off the jeep. For some reason, the Burmese people seemed to be keen on wearing such clothes. Each of them came to Li Chen with an AK in his hand, and uttered a lot of bird language. Big brothers, I am Chinese, what do you mean? Chapter 14 Going in the Wrong Direction. Big brothers, I am Chinese, what do you mean? Li Chen raised his hands in surrender. One of the tall men raised a gun and pointed it at Li Chen. After listening for a long time, Li Chen finally understood the word Jesus. He realized what he meant. He had to pay the money himself, or he would take him to see Jesus. Fuck you. I'll see the Jade Emperor and the King of Hell. Idiot. Li Chen was cursing, but on the surface he had an expression that said I knew what he was doing. Reaching into his pocket, he was just pretending, his weapon was actually in the chaos orb. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Li Chen used both hands and shot out for golden needles instantly. R. 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 Although the languages are different, this scream is heard everywhere in the world. The 4 men's right hands instantly lost consciousness, and their guns fell to the ground. 4 more golden needles hit their sleep points, and the four men fell to the ground in unison. It's okay, it's okay. Li Chen wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. This was his first shot and luckily he didn't miss. If one of the needles misses the acupuncture point, you might be shot into a sieve. This AK is no joke and its power is quite strong. Every CS.CF player knows this. Just rest here for the night. Good luck. The ground is cold, don't catch a cold. Li Chen took back the golden needle and confiscated all their weapons. Li Chen first searched the four people, and found that they had a total of 250 yuan on them. Fuck. These four are such poor bastards. Then he found a man of similar build and stripped him naked. Li Chen changed into camouflage clothes and put the four weapons into the jade pendant space. Li Chen took out the food and water prepared in the jade pendant, ate it all in one gulp, and continued on his way. Now that he is a cultivator, not resting for several days and nights will not have much impact on his body. He now just wants to find Shen Mengqing and her daughter as quickly as possible. In this chaotic place in northern Myanmar, every minute of delay will increase the danger. As for Shen Mengqing, they had already landed before Li Chen arrived in Myanmar. A dozen people armed with weapons forced more than 30 passengers off the plane. As for what happened to the two people who resisted, no one knows. After getting off the plane, Shen Mengqing looked at the empty concrete ground, feeling sad. She was afraid that this time it was all over, and nothing good would happen to her after getting here. This is not a city at all, it's clearly a desolate private airport. After leaving the airport, there were 5 dilapidated vans waiting at the gate, and next to each van stood a man in camouflage clothes holding a submachine gun. Listen to me, everyone. Once you are here, you are slaves. If anyone wants to escape, har har. It won't be a matter of swords and sticks. The man in charge trotted all the way and came to a Burmese man who looked like the leader. Hello, boss. All the piglets are here. There are 34 of them in total. The 2 who resisted on the plane have been dealt with. Because we were too far away, I had no idea what they were talking about, but he acted like a big shot and fawned on them. The Burmese man nodded approvingly and patted him on the shoulder. Well done. We'll each get a bonus of 1,000 yuan when we return. As soon as an order was given, all the people were pushed into the van in batches. Fortunately, Shen Mengqing and Wang Wenli, mother and daughter, were assigned to the same car. The van sped away in 3 directions, 3 to the east, 1 to the west, and 1 to the north. Shen Mengqing and the others were heading due east. At the same time, the China Security Association dispatched a 3-man team, which quietly crossed the border and headed south. Each of them possesses unique skills and is a legendary ancient warrior. Moreover, each of them is fully armed and carries hot weapons. Xiao Chen. Are you there? Shen Jinqiu's voice suddenly came from the headphones. Uncle Shen. Please speak. Li Chen immediately perked up. Xiao Chen. Where have you been? I am currently 1,400 kilometers north of Bainei City, and about a few dozen kilometers southwest of M City. That's perfect. According to official news, the robbers have arrived at S-Town, a small town north of M City. Xiaoqing and the others were sent to 3 directions, and their estimated targets were City A, City B, and City C. Shen Jinqiu said excitedly that Li Chen could easily intercept the robbers heading to City C halfway. Oh. I see. I'll be right there. Li Chen was cheered up, drove past the fork in the road not far ahead, and sped towards the west, stepping on the accelerator to the limit. What he didn't know was that Shen Mengqing and her daughter were not in this direction. Since northern Myanmar is relatively backward, there are only a few roads and the road conditions are not very good. Li Chen easily found their way to City C. At noon, we finally found a van, which was probably the target this time. Li Chen sped up, and because the road was bumpy, Li Chen easily overtook the van. At the moment when the 2 cars were side by side, Li Chen glanced at the other car's situation. There were 3 robbers and a driver. Each robber had a submachine gun in his hand, but they did not see any trace of Shen Mengqing. Fine. Li Chen breathed a sigh of relief, thinking he should be able to deal with these 4 people. At the same time, he was also very annoyed because Shen Mengqing was not in the car. Li Chen did a beautiful drift and the car stopped in the middle of the road. Fuck. Are you looking for death? My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. The van driver slammed on the brakes and almost hit Li Chen's jeep. Hey! Buddy! Is there a Chinese piglet in the car? Li Chen jumped out of the car with an AK in his right hand and a plastic bag in his left hand, and said to the van. Fuck! Who the hell are you? Do you know who we are? How dare you stop my car? The three robbers also jumped out of the car, aiming their guns at the young man in camouflage uniform in front of them. As soon as they saw his clothes, they naturally thought Li Chen was a local. At the same time, the driver took out a pistol and pointed it at the tourists in the car. My friend! Why are you so angry? I'm here to discuss business with you. How about giving these piglets to me? Our park is in urgent need of kidneys, and I hope you will give them to me. Li Chen was fooling around while slowly approaching the other party. The robber had a hostage in hand, so he had to kill him with one strike. Therefore, the closer the distance, the better. If it is too far, the golden needle will lose its accuracy. When the tourists in the car heard this, their hearts sank. It turned out that this person was from the Gyozi group. It seemed that there was no way they could escape this time. At the same time, there was a young man who was ready. He was going to die anyway, so he might as well take the risk and try to rush out. You! Stand away. I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. We are not selling these piglets. The robber looked at Li Chen warily. No, no, no. Friend. I'm sincere. Sell them to me, the price is negotiable. This is the deposit. Li Chen raised the plastic bag in his left hand and continued walking forward. Don't come over here. If you come over here again, I'll shoot. Just throw the bag over here. The three of them pointed their guns at Li Chen's head. Li Chen stopped. The distance should be enough, but the driver also had a gun in his hand. If he acted rashly, someone might get hurt or even die. This was not what Li Chen wanted to see. How to break this game. Chapter 15. Heading to City A. Just when Li Chen was hesitating, the robber's voice came again. Throw the money over here. Do you hear me? Li Chen had no choice but to throw the purse over. Looking for death. The driver's loud roar suddenly came from the van. A bullet hit the fleeing young man in the back. Bang! R. The sound of gunfire instantly attracted the attention of the three robbers. Good opportunity. Li Chen didn't care what happened. The opportunity was fleeting, so Li Chen didn't hesitate and directly shot out 3 golden needles. R. 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 The golden needles hit the necks of the 3 robbers accurately, and they fell to the ground instantly, deader than dead. Bang bang bang. When the driver saw his companion fall to the ground, he turned the gun around and shot at Li Chen. Li Chen concentrated his mind highly, dodging on the spot and swinging the golden needle in his hand at the same time. R. It hit the driver right on the wrist where he was holding the gun. Bang. The pistol fell to the ground. Li Chen gave him 2 more injections and sent him to report to the underworld. At this time, all the passengers in the van had jumped out of the car and fled in all directions. Don't run. I came from China to save you. There are dangers everywhere in northern Myanmar. You can't escape like this. Please believe me, I will send you back to your homeland safely. Everyone, please help carry the injured little brother over here, I will treat him. Li Chen took out his ID card and shouted loudly. What? The people who were running away stopped. When everyone heard it, they realized that this was pure northeastern Chinese dialect. Could it be that this young man was really sent by the motherland to save us? Judging from his skills, he should be right. Including the man who was shot, there were a total of 7 people in the car, 5 men and 2 women. The other 4 carried the man to Li Chen's side. Li Chen tore off the clothes on the man's back, then took out a golden needle and helped him stop the bleeding. Then after another set of acupuncture techniques were performed, Li Chen put away the golden needle, and then a magical scene appeared. The man woke up slowly and looked around in confusion. Who am I? Where am I? What am I supposed to do? Who's he? Are you okay? This is amazing. We are saved. Why don't you come and thank us? One of the middle-aged men pointed at Li Chen. Thank you, big brother. Thank you for saving me. Li Chen waved his hand and said. Everyone. Stop calling me benefactor and just call me Li Chen from now on. Also, Although I came here to save everyone, there is a mother and daughter named Shen Mengqing and Wang Wenli who must be rescued. They are the wife and daughter of the chairman of the Dong Haishan group. Does anyone know which direction they went? Li Chen looked at the 7 people and asked. I know. We are a total of 34 tourists this time, all from Donghai, and we are going to travel to Zidanbana. In addition to the 7 of us, the others were divided into 5 cars, 3 of which were heading east, our car was heading west, and 1 was heading all the way north. If it was a mother and daughter, they must have been pulled east by the robbers. Wang Hu revealed where Shen Mengqing was going. Okay. Without further ado, who of you can drive after me? Take the useful things from these robbers and throw all the people away to the wolves. Several men worked together, and after completing the search, they threw the bodies of the 4 robbers directly into the woods beside the road. The few of them did not stay for long. Li Chen made a 180-degree turn according to the map and drove the van to the eastern direction. After a whole day of chasing, there was still no result. Li Chen didn't feel any physical pain because he was obsessed with it, but the 7 ordinary people behind him were already complaining bitterly. Li Chen considered that letting them follow him like this was not a solution after all. If danger occurred, he would definitely not be able to take care of so many people by himself. So when they were not far from City M, Li Chen answered Shen Jinqiu's call. Uncle Shen. I have rescued 7 compatriots. Unfortunately, Auntie and Sister Qing are not among them. It is not convenient for me to take them with me. Can you contact the relevant departments to meet them in M City and bring them back to China first? Okay. Please wait a moment. I will contact the government department right away. I believe they will have a solution. Li Chen honked the horn, signaling the van to stop. Li Chen. Why did you stop? Is there something going on? Wang Hu and 7 others got out of the van and said nervously. Huzi. I have contacted the Donghai government. I hope they can come and pick you up and send you back home first. That's great. Thank you for saving me this time. I will definitely thank you when I return to the East China Sea. These tourists are wealthy people, and they can be said to have escaped death this time. They know that if it weren't for the young man in front of them, they would have been buried in a foreign land. Their gratitude to Li Chen has reached its peak, and even the 2 girlfriends were moved to tears. Xiao Chen. We've already made the contact. Ask them to go to XX Street in M City. The Chinese authorities have already negotiated with them. Okay. Thank you, Uncle Shen. I have already determined the direction of Auntie and Sister Qing, and I will be there soon. Xiao Chen. Be safe. Li Chen explained something to the 7 people again, then drove alone and continued to head eastward. Without any scruples this time, Li Chen developed the car's performance to its fullest. Now that we have a direction, let us go for it. At the same time, the Chinese rescue team from the north also successfully rescued the tourists heading to City B. After learning that the tourists heading to City C were rescued by strangers, they immediately headed to City A. This was the last wave and also the largest wave. This chapter is not finished yet, please click on the next page to continue reading the exciting content. Because they went in the wrong direction, Li Chen was unable to catch up. Shen Mengqing and Wang Wenli, mother and daughter, were eventually successfully taken to City A by the robbers. It is called a city, but it is just a larger town. There are casinos, technical colleges, drug sales stores everywhere, and some small hospitals that mainly deal in the removal and storage of human organs. The area around the town is divided into several large compounds, which the locals call parks. The park is occupied by several different bosses, who usually carry out telecommunications fraud. Some Chinese people who were deceived and abducted were called piglets by them, and were mainly used to train them to be criminal perpetrators. Those with strong working abilities stayed to continue working for them, while those without talent were directly forced to work as prostitutes. Attractive women were sent to brothels for prostitution. It can be said that once you enter the park, it basically means you have lost your freedom for the rest of your life, and some may even lose your life. Don't doubt it, these are all facts. Some people asked why the government did not care. The reason is very simple. The Myanmar government can't do anything to them. They also have regular troops with planes, tanks and cannons. So this land is a symbol of evil and hell. Shen Mengqing and the others were ruthlessly kicked out of the car. One of the men was a little slow and was hit on the head with a baseball bat. Shen Mengqing and her daughter followed everyone out of the car and looked at the large courtyard surrounded by barbed wire in front of them. My heart sank to the bottom, and I was afraid that this was the end of my life. I hope Li Chen is okay, and I hope my dad is healthy, Shen Mengqing prayed in her heart. Chapter 16 Soul Search. A total of 18 people in 3 cars were first taken to a small dark room made of colored steel, guarded by 2 armed men outside. The house was filled with an atmosphere of despair. Everyone was disheartened. Some female compatriots even cried and made a fuss before being dragged away by 2 big men. She was sent back half a day later. Seeing the woman half naked, disheveled hair and lifeless eyes, everyone could guess that she was probably raped. There were several times when Shen Mengqing wanted to rush out impulsively, but was stopped by Wang Wenli in the end. If you act rashly, the result will be just one word: death. As long as she is alive, there is hope. She firmly believes that her husband will do everything he can to rescue her and her daughter. During the entire day, the park staff only showed up once, and that was to deliver meals to Shen Mengqing and the other 6 people. Each person had a bowl of noodles without any oil or water and a slightly moldy steamed bun. Mom, I want to go out. The fear in her heart tormented Shen Mengqing deeply, especially when she saw the empty eyes of the abused woman. She was scared. This was more terrifying than death. Don't be afraid, Qinger. Your dad will find a way to rescue us. Wang Wenli comforted her and also comforted herself. Although she knew that her words were simply self-deception, she had to show her strong side in front of her daughter. Stop talking nonsense and be quiet. The gunman at the door heard the conversation between Shen Mengqing and her daughter and shouted. You demons! You are worse than pigs and dogs. You will get your retribution sooner or later. Shen Mengqing could no longer bear it. She knew it was impossible for her to escape, so she simply tried to provoke the other party and give herself a quick death. But she was overthinking. They wouldn't let you die easily unless they squeezed out all the value from you. Fuck. You little bitch. If you don't accept my toast, I'll punish you. Par. The other party slapped Shen Mengqing on the face. R. Shen Mengqing's cheeks swelled up instantly. Big brother. Children don't know what's going on. Please be understanding. I will keep her under control. Wang Wenli quickly covered Shen Mengqing's mouth and said with an apologetic smile. Humph. Don't do it again. If you do it again, it will be the same as what happened to her. The big man pointed at the dazed woman. Yes. Big brother. Not again. Li Chen hurried and finally arrived at a small town called City A at dusk on the 3rd day. However, although he knew that Shen Mengqing and the others were taken here, looking at the several courtyards in front of him, he didn't know which one Li Chen was from. Li Chen planned to take action later in the night. So he drove to a small shop nearby. Boss. Give me a pack of cigarettes. Li Chen saw that there were few people in the store, so he chatted with the boss in front of the counter. Sir, what kind of cigarettes do you want? Since everyone here speaks Chinese, it is difficult to tell the other person's situation just from the accent. Looking at Li Chen's clothes, I thought he was from some compound. How much is the most expensive cigar you have here? This costs 360 Chinese yuan. Are you sure? The boss said hesitantly that although the security guards in the compound were paid well, he had never seen anyone buy such expensive cigarettes. No need for change. Li Chen took out 4 red bills and slapped them on the counter. Military master is so heroic. Hey. Boss. I just came back from Taigua today. I heard that another batch of piglets has arrived. After Li Chen lit the cigar, he exhaled a puff of smoke and spoke casually. Oh. You're awesome, Master Jun. You must have made a lot of money this time, right? The boss first complimented him, then looked around to make sure no one was paying attention. So he whispered, a group of piglets did arrive today. It is said that some boss from the north hijacked a plane and brought them here. Oh? Then why didn't our number 2 courtyard receive it? There are 3 courtyards here, numbered 123, Li Chen asked casually. Huh? No way. I saw them all being sent to your number 2 courtyard during the day. The boss looked at Li Chen warily. Could this guy be a fake? That's right. I just came back and haven't had time to report to the person in charge yet. Li Chen quickly lied, what a coincidence. I didn't expect that I would win the prize by just guessing a number. Oh. I thought you were out here saving people. The boss said with a sigh of relief. Fuck. You guessed it right. Brother really is here to save people. Li Chen secretly gave the other party a thumbs up. Okay, I won't talk nonsense with you anymore. I'm going back to report. Boss. This kind of cigarette is very suitable for my taste, save some for me. Li Chen waved his hand and left the store. Fuck. Why are you pretending to be such a bitch? You only have that little money. It's not even enough for you to show off. I'll spend it all in 5 days. I'll leave some for you. After Li Chen left, the boss muttered something with disdain. Li Chen finally locked onto the target, but a new problem arose: how to rescue the person quietly. If the noise is too loud and attracts the attention of people in the hospital, then it will be all over. Not only will you not be able to save anyone, you will also be killed. There are dozens of people in each yard here. If Li Chen is alone, he can handle it with all his strength. But if he brings a few burdens with him, he will definitely be caught. If that happened, it would alarm the other party. Even if they didn't kill Shen Mengqing and the others, they would be placed under secret house arrest. If you want to rescue him next time, it will basically not succeed, so you must succeed this time. Boy. I'll teach you a set of secret techniques that should be helpful to you. Suddenly Li Juqian's voice sounded in Li Chen's mind. Master? Damn it. How could I forget about you, the great god? Li Chen slapped his head. With his master here, what's the point of saving a few people? Don't be happy too soon. I can only teach you some methods, I can't do it. Why? Li Chen asked a little disappointedly. If the master took action, let alone a few broken industrial parks, even if he wanted to destroy the entire northern Myanmar, it would only take a few breaths. Although Li Chen didn't know what realm his master Li Juqian had reached, since he could be called the Great Emperor, he was definitely a godlike existence. These things can be found in fantasy novels, and Li Chen has read a lot of them before. Because my strength is only 1/10 of what it is now, I won't take action unless it's a life or death situation. Oh? So what secret method are you going to teach me? Is it awesome? Li Chen asked with great anticipation. It's definitely awesome here. But it's just a piece of shit in other interfaces. Li Juqian explained. So it's a common thing? But if it can help me, I'm still willing to learn it. Saving lives is the most important thing now. As for how powerful the secret technique is, it is secondary. At worst, it can be used once and then thrown away, Li Chen thought. Okay. Please accept it. As soon as he finished speaking, a memory appeared in Li Chen's mind. Chapter 17: Infiltrating Compound Number 2. Soul-searching technique. Exactly. Although this secret technique may be very common in the cultivation world, no one here or in the secular world should have learned it. The secular world. Are there other realms on Earth? Li Chen grasped the key point of Li Juqian's words. Yes, that's for sure, but you need to slowly get in touch with it to find out. I can't give you an answer. Li Juqian said ambiguously. Oh. Li Chen did not ask any more questions. He knew that some people and some things would slowly surface as he practiced. What he needs to do now is to practice the soul-searching technique. The soul-searching technique is actually very simple. It uses one's own spiritual consciousness to forcibly read the other person's memory. Li Chen has now officially entered the ranks of immortal cultivators and has reached the second level of qi refining. He has already begun to develop spiritual awareness, so the soul-searching technique is extremely easy and enjoyable for Li Chen, especially when the other party is an ordinary person. Li Chen found a small hotel, paid the fee and went to a standard room on the second floor, ready to practice soul-searching techniques. Fuck. It's so fucking shady. You want me to be 188 in this environment? You are really crazy. Li Chen looked at the small house of about 89 square meters and complained. It's just a small room with squat toilet written on the door. There is only a bed left, and there is basically no space for moving around. Oh. Just make do with it. It'll only take a few hours anyway. Li Chen sighed and comforted himself. Dang dang dang. Li Chen had just sat on the bed when there was a sudden knock on the door. Fuck. There are so many things to do. Li Chen got out of bed and opened the door. Hello, handsome guy. Do you need any special services? An old woman dressed up gorgeously at the door asked Li Chen with a smile and what she thought was a very charming pose. I don't have any money. Is that okay? Li Chen almost gave a live performance. This face looks like my mother is 10 years older than him. Can you give me a service? Poor bastard. The old woman's face immediately changed, and she slammed the door and left. Har har. Li Chen returned to bed and continued his practice. I don't know whether the old woman notified everyone or what, but until Li Chen finished his training, there was no more door-to-door service. The soul-searching technique has been practiced. Li Chen looked at the time on the satellite phone and it was exactly midnight. Action. Li Chen jumped out of the window directly. For him, this height of 3 or 4 meters was no different from the ground. Arrived at the gate of compound number 2. Brother. Want one? Li Chen took out a cigar that he bought for 360 yuan, and it turned out to be really useful. Sure. Brother. Which compound are you from? The other party reached out to take it, and Li Chen nodded tactfully. Yes. From courtyard number 1. Li Chen pointed with his head to compound number 1 not far away. This cigar is still the best. Why do you look so strange to me? The other person took a deep breath. He was transferred from Taipei just now. He has something to do with manager number 1. He. Eh? There are new piglets coming from manager number 3. When the other party heard what Li Chen said, he subconsciously looked back. Idiot. Li Chen shook his right hand and the opponent fell to the ground instantly. Then Li Chen put his hand on the other person's head. Soul search. At the same time, Shen Mengqing was here. Sir. I need to go to the bathroom. Shen Mengqing covered her stomach and shouted at the door. Fuck. It's the middle of the night, there are so many things to do, let's solve it right here. The security guard at the door said impatiently. You are a bunch of bastards. Traitors. Do you have any humanity left? You all came from China. You cheated the Chinese people. You will all die miserably. Shen Mengqing could no longer bear it. The swelling on her left face had not gone down yet and it hurt terribly when she moved the slightest. It was too late for Wang Wenli to hold her back. You little bitch. If I don't kill you today, I will not be a human being. The big man cursed loudly, picked up Shen Mengqing roughly by the waist, and walked towards the dark corner. It's bad. Wang Wenli's heart sank to the bottom. But the door was locked, and no matter how hard she knocked, it was no use. Li Chen had just finished searching Shen Mengqing's soul when he heard Shen Mengqing's voice and rushed over without hesitation. I saw the security guard tearing Shen Mengqing's clothes. Fuck you. Li Chen used both hands. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. 20 golden needles shot the security guard in front of him into a sieve. Don't come over here. Don't come over here. Shen Mengqing shouted like a madman. She thought the man in camouflage in front of her was the same kind of person as the security guard. Shoo. Sister Qing. Stop shouting. It's me. Li Chen ran forward eagerly and helped Shen Mengqing up. Li Chen? Why are you here? Woo woo woo. Only then did Shen Mengqing see clearly the face she had been thinking about day and night. Her emotions instantly burst out and she threw herself into Li Chen's arms, crying loudly. Sister Qing. Stop crying. I'm here to save you. Let's go see Auntie and the others first. Li Chen patted Shen Mengqing on the back. Yeah. Li Chen took the golden needle and carried Shen Mengqing to the small dark room. With a slight force of his right hand, the door lock opened. Chinger. My Chinger. You guys are a bunch of demons. I will fight you to the death. When Wang Wenli saw a security guard holding her daughter, she went up and kicked him in the crotch. Mom. Stop it. This is Li Chen. Fortunately, Li Chen had a quick reaction after training. Otherwise, if he was kicked, he would definitely have to go to the palace when he returned. Huh? Li Chen? You have also joined the criminal gang? Xiao Qing, how can I say hello to you? Auntie. You misunderstood. I only found out about your encounter with robbers through Uncle Shen. I came here to save you. Let's go quickly, I'll tell you when we get back. Li Chen said anxiously. He had already sensed a sound coming from the second floor not far away, and was afraid that the noise here was too loud and the other party had already noticed it. From the soul search just now, I learned that there are 40 or 50 armed security guards in each of the 3 compounds. If I were alone, I might be able to escape, but if I go out with these 18 people, it would be impossible. We are saved. Har har. The people inside also heard what was going on and shouted loudly. Fuck it. Damn it. Shut up. If you keep yelling, we'll all die here. Hurry and get to the door first. Li Chen didn't care anymore and started cursing. No matter who you are here, you have to listen to me, otherwise no one can escape. Auntie. Sister Ching. You guys are in the front. Everyone else follow. I'll be the rear guard. Hurry up. Li Chen was giving the orders, and everyone realized the seriousness of the situation and tacitly kept silent. Whoa. 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 Suddenly, sirens were heard from compound number 2. Sister Ching. Auntie. Hurry up and get in the jeep in front. The keys are in there, leave me alone. I can't do anything about other people. Whether I can escape or not is up to fate, Li Chen thought to himself. Chapter 18 Rescue Shen Mengqing. Li Chen. Let's go together. Shen Mengqing stopped and looked at Li Chen stubbornly. Auntie. Bring Sister Ching with you. Li Chen rushed forward and touched Shen Mengqing's acupoint with his hand. At this time, the others saw hope and rushed towards the jeep like crazy. At this time, more than 20 armed security guards rushed out of the building in Yard 2. It's over. Barbecue. Li Chen thought to himself, I'm afraid no one can escape today. At this critical moment. Suddenly, 2 dazzling car lights appeared in the distance. Don't panic, everyone. We are sent by China to rescue you. Come on, get in the car. Who will drive everyone to the west first? We will meet you later. A military truck drove up. At the same time, 3 fully armed young men with submachine guns jumped down from above. Auntie. Take Sister Ching and follow them. I will catch up with you. Li Chen said to Wang Wenli. Well. Li Chen. You have to be careful. Stay safe. After Wang Wenli finished speaking, she carried Shen Mengqing into the car. Why don't you leave? One of the young men looked at Li Chen and asked. They had just seen that Li Chen was not a bandit here, and it seemed that this boy had rescued everyone. Har har. I want to avenge them. Kill these bastards. Li Chen gritted his teeth and said, I can't beat you, so what's there to be afraid of when reinforcements come? Good job. Go on. The young man threw a submachine gun to Li Chen. Thank you. I don't need this. Li Chen threw it back. So what do you use? Watch out. Li Chen shook his right hand, and a golden needle hit the chest of a security guard who was rushing in the front. The security guard fell to the ground. Awesome. Fuck it. Hit me. At this time, all the security guards of number 2 rushed out. Da. Each of them had an AK and fired bullets wildly. Careful. Li Chen dodged quickly, and did not forget to remind the other 3 people, and threw out the golden needle in his hand at the same time. At the same time, he glanced at the other 3 people. Huh. This speed isn't much slower than mine, right? Watching the 3 men moving quickly, he fired back a few shots from time to time. Li Chen complained, is he also a cultivator? Within 10 minutes, there were dead bodies everywhere in front of the 4 people. Brother. That's awesome. Zhao Xiaoguang gave Li Chen a thumbs up. Same here. Li Chen responded. Want to play with this? Zhao Xiaoguang threw over a black object. What's this? Li Chen pulled the strange thing with a pull ring. Shit. Throw it away. It's a grenade. Huh? Why didn't you say so earlier? Li Chen reacted quickly and threw the grenade onto the second floor of yard number 2. Boom. Fuck. Is it so powerful? Li Chen was almost knocked down by the shock wave. Nonsense. This is the latest product. Another one. Zhao Xiaoguang took out another one. It's a must. Damn it. Blow these bastards to death, they are so ungrateful to their ancestors. Number 1 and number 3 are both fucking blown up. None of them are good. Li Chen said bitterly that now that he had lost his hostage, he had nothing to worry about anymore. That's exactly what I meant. Wang Wu. Marliu. Number 3 is up to you. This little brother and I will take care of number one. Yes. After Li Chen pulled out the gold needle from the corpse, he and Zhao Xiaoguang came to the front of compound number one. Just do it. Li Chen threw the grenade out the moment he pulled out the grenade ring. Dry. Zhao Xiaoguang also threw a grenade. The rest of the things were much simpler. Those who were not dead were eventually shot to death by the foremen. Of course, Li Chen was more of a spectator. Let's go. Li Chen waved his hand and got into the jeep with the three of them and drove away. In the car. Hole. Li Chen took out a large cigarette box, pulled out 4 cigars, and gave one to each person. Fuck. Bro. Is that okay? Kuber cigars. They are expensive, right? Zhao Xiaoguang reached out and took it and put it in his mouth. Li Chen threw 2 behind him, and Wan Wu and Ma Liu also grabbed them. Hey. I bought 10 of them before the operation, and there are still 8 left, just right for us to have 2 each. Li Chen threw the cigarette box under the windshield and lit a cigarette. It seems that my brother has a good family background. Zhao Xiaoguang joked. It's a little money, har har. You were sent by the government, right? We Chinese are good to the people. We will help when it's time to help in times of crisis. Li Chen blew out a smoke ring and said. What else is there to say? But you, brother. An ancient warrior. Yeah. I learned a few moves from an old Taoist priest in my hometown. Let's meet formally. Zhao Xiaoguang. Behind him are Wan Wu and Ma Liu. We are both members of the Huaxia Security Association. Are you interested in joining us? Zhao Xiaoguang stretched out his left hand. Li Chen. A student at Donghai University. I deeply regret your invitation. Right now I just want to finish my studies. We can talk about other things in the future. Li Chen stretched out his right hand and shook it. That's such a pity. The two chatted idly along the way, and Wan Wu and Ma Liu behind them listened quietly. 2 hours later, the four finally caught up with the truck in front. Li Chen. Thank you for your contribution to this operation. We will communicate with the authorities when we return and give you a Medal of Honor. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. Zhao Xiaoguang said solemnly before parting. Is there any bonus? Li Chen asked expectantly. I'm sorry. I really don't have it. Besides, brother, are you still short of this little money? But you have to know that this medal is. Li Chen interrupted Zhao Xiaoguang. Brother Zhao. I am a low-key person. It is better not to report these things, right? You know what I mean. Well then. We'll meet again someday. Zhao Xiaoguang is also a decisive person. Since Li Chen is unwilling, he must respect his opinion. Wait. This is for you. Li Chen took out a cigar and threw the cigarette box to Zhao Xiaoguang. Thanks. See you later. See you later. Li Chen carried Shen Mengqing and Wang Wenli into the jeep and drove southward toward the inner city. Zhao Xiaoguang also pulled the remaining tourists north. He learned from Li Chen that they came on a special plane and were still waiting for Li Chen and his group, so he did not insist. Li Chen. Is Xiaoqing okay? Wang Wenli, sitting in the back, asked worriedly. Auntie. It's okay. I pressed her fainting point, let her sleep for a while, okay? She will wake up before dawn. Auntie. You should rest for a while too. Li Chen said while looking at the rearview mirror. I'm fine. Thank you, Li Chen. Auntie, what are you talking about? Sister Qing and I are friends, and this is what I should do. Oh, by the way. I haven't told Uncle Shen the good news yet. What a head. Li Chen patted his head and said. Wan Wenli liked the boy more and more as she watched him driving seriously. It seemed that her daughter had a sharp eye. Chapter 19, 1 Be modest. Xiao Chen. How is it? As soon as the call was connected, Shen Zhenqiu on the other end couldn't wait to press the answer button. He hadn't slept for 2 days and 2 nights, just sitting in front of the phone. Har har. You'll know once you take a look. Li Chen handed the phone to Wang Wenli. Wenli. Where's Xiaoqing? Humph. My daughter is still my favorite. Don't worry. She's asleep, we'll go back tomorrow. This time, thanks to Li Chen, otherwise you wouldn't be against them this time, right? Anyway, I'm very satisfied with this son-in-law. When Li Chen heard this, he also pricked up his ears. When did I ever object? Don't talk nonsense in front of the child. Shin Jinqiu flatly denied it. You? Li Chen smiled secretly. This old couple is really interesting. The next morning, Shin Mengqing woke up slowly. Mom! Where are we? Where's Li Chen? Huh? You look for Li Chen as soon as you open your eyes. Isn't he over there? Wan Wenli breathed a sigh of relief when she saw her daughter wake up, then pointed at Li Chen, who was driving the car, in feigned anger. Mom! Look at what you are saying. Didn't I see you first? I only went to look for him because you were okay. Shin Mengqing said with a smile. Li Chen! Stop the car. Huh! Li Chen was startled by the sudden order and stepped on the brakes subconsciously. What's wrong? Sister Qing. Are you car sick? Li Chen stopped the car and asked. Shin Mengqing didn't answer him, but opened the car door and sat in the passenger seat. Let's go. You are such a heartless person. Wan Wenli slandered in her heart. We will reach S-Town in 2 hours. Once we get there, we will be out of northern Myanmar. Auntie. You didn't sleep all night. Now that Sister Qing is fine, can you take a rest? Li Chen said with concern. Okay. Xiao Chen, drive slowly and be careful. Wan Wenli is becoming more and more satisfied with her future son-in-law. Xiao Chenzi. You are amazing. You are so amazing. Why haven't I heard you mention it before? Shin Mengqing asked in a low voice after sitting in the passenger seat. I told you I was awesome just now. Do you believe me? After Li Chen glanced at Wan Wenli in the back seat, he freed his right hand and touched Shin Mengqing's small hand. Hate. Shin Mengqing spat at Li Chen softly, but did not shake off Li Chen's hand. Although she has always been a good girl in front of her parents. But she found this feeling of affair very exciting. No one would believe that. Just forget it. Shin Mengqing pretended to be angry. If you don't believe me, forget it. Humph. After we return home, I will have a candlelight chat with you at night. Har har. Li Chen smiled obscenely. You filthy rascal. You always have all kinds of nonsense in your head. Hey. That's because you occupy my entire mind. Li Chen spoke sweet words without hesitation. Li Chen, thank you so much for saving me. Do you know how helpless I was after I encountered the robbers? If my mother wasn't by my side, I really wanted to end my life. But I can't bear to leave my family and you, woo. Shin Mengqing started crying as she spoke. Sister Qing. Don't be like this. Didn't I come here to save you? From today on, I swear. I will never let you suffer even the slightest bit of injustice. If you break my oath, I will, woo-woo. Li Chen's mouth was suddenly blocked by a pair of warm and wet lips. For a moment I couldn't control the car anymore and it started to sway from side to side. Ahem. Why are the roads in Myanmar so bad? I can't even sleep well. Wan Wenli rubbed her blurry eyes. Shit. Li Chen and Shin Mengqing instantly returned to their positions and sat up straight. Auntie. I'm sorry. I just got my driver's license. My driving skills are not as good as those of experienced drivers. Please wait a moment, we will soon arrive at S-Town. Let's stop and have a meal, rest for half a day before we go on. Li Chen wiped the saliva from the corner of his mouth and said seriously. Xiao Chen is really considerate. He is much better than some leaky little cotton jackets. Wan Wenli glanced at Shin Mengqing who was sitting in the passenger seat. Humph. If you think your cotton padded jacket is torn, then don't wear it if you have the guts. Shin Mengqing didn't look back, the blush on her face had not completely faded. You? What's up? Li Chen listened to their mother and daughter bickering with a smile. After the three people arrived in the town, they felt much more relaxed. This place was completely away from the chaos in northern Myanmar. The public security is still relatively sound, and there will basically be no trouble unless there are special circumstances. Li Chen found a hotel and booked 2 rooms, planning to rest here for the morning and then set off after lunch. The three of them had a simple breakfast outside and then returned to their hotel. Originally, Shin Mengqing planned to live in the same room with Li Chen. Later, under Wan Wenli's warning gaze, he reluctantly entered another room. Li Chen was also very depressed. Thinking about the madness of that night, he felt itchy in his heart, but his mother-in-law was watching him, so he really didn't dare to do anything secretly. After half a day's rest, Shen Mengqing and her daughter felt much better. After lunch, the three of them continued on their journey. Li Chen was not as nervous as he was when he came here, so he slowed down a lot. The three of them drove and enjoyed the scenery, and it took them 5 full days to walk a section of road. During this period, Shen Zhenqiu made several phone calls, urging them to go back quickly, fearing that another accident might occur along the way. At noon 5 days later, Li Chen's jeep drove into the city of Binei. Li Chen drove directly to the airport gate. "Brother Li Chen. You're back. How's everything going? Who are these two?" As soon as Li Chen and the other two got off the car, they heard a familiar voice. "Hi. Seppo. It's a great success. This is my girlfriend and her mother." Li Chen introduced. "Hello, sister-in-law. Hello, auntie. Hello." Seppo seemed very polite. He had reminded Li Chen when Li Chen left last time. He also knew that Li Chen was in great danger. However, with his strength, he could not help Li Chen at all. He could only give him a reminder. As for the result, he was not very optimistic about Li Chen. He did not expect to meet him again today. Seppo is also a smart man. After seeing Li Chen again, he can tell that he is not as simple as he seems. "Thank you very much for helping me this time. We still have some time. Let's go. I'll buy you a drink." Li Chen patted Seppo's shoulder. "I'm the one treating you. After all, you're in my territory," Cyber said politely. "No problem." Li Chen agreed without thinking. "Huh? Are you making such a rash decision? Can't you be more humble?" Seppo felt like he'd been cheated. "Why should we be so humble? Why do we have to be so fake with each other as friends? Let's go. You choose the place. Today I will be your driver." Li Chen waved his hand and said. Chapter 20 Return to the East Sea. "Okay then. But there's no need to drive. Let's just drink around here. Drinking and driving is not good." Seppo said helplessly, "It seems that he can't escape today." "Okay. Just decide. It's your treat anyway." Seppo lowered his head and led the way. "Auntie. Sister Ching. We haven't had a good meal on the way here. Let's have a good meal today and taste the specialties of Myanmar." Li Chen and the other two were chatting in the back. "Li Chen. I think this guy is a nice guy. Don't cheat him," Wang Wenli said in a low voice. "Auntie. Am I that kind of person? Don't worry. Not only will I not cheat him, I will also help him make a fortune." "TSK. You?" Shen Mengqing curled her lips. "What's wrong? Sister Ching? What's that expression on your face? Am I so unbearable in your eyes? What do you think? Some aspects are excellent. I like them very much." Shen Mengqing said it casually, but quickly reacted and her little face turned red. Wang Wenli looked away awkwardly. When did her daughter become so bold? Was she too old? Are young people nowadays so outspoken? You know what? The architectural style of Myanmar is quite unique. Wang Wenli quickly changed the subject. "Har har. It's okay, it's okay." Li Chen scratched his head. "Li Chen. What do you think of this place?" Seppo stopped in front of a Burmese restaurant that looked pretty good. "You're the one treating, so of course you have the final say. Then here it is. Auntie and sister-in-law. Is that okay?" "Of course." Shen Mengqing agreed without thinking, and she was very happy to hear the word sister-in-law. It doesn't matter what you eat, what matters is who you eat with. After they sat down, Li Chen deliberately threw the jeep keys onto the table, almost throwing them directly in front of Seppo. "Li Chen. Your car is nice. How much did you pay for it?" Seppo looked at Li Chen enviously as he took the car keys back into his hands. "What do you think? How much is it worth? I don't understand this. In my opinion, it should be at least hundreds of thousands, right?" Seppo asked tentatively. "Har har. You have a good eye. I bought it for 150,000. Saibwa. We are brothers, right? I think you are a good person too. How about this? We are going back to China soon, and this car is useless. I see you seem to be very interested in it. How about I sell it to you? This was something Li Chen had thought of a long time ago. Now that Shen Mengqing and her daughter were rescued, the mission was accomplished. It's still unclear whether I will come to Myanmar next time. There's no use keeping the car here, so I might as well sell it to Sipo. I don't have any money on hand, so I can make some money this time. Brother, you are flattering me too much, aren't you? I like you, but I have no money. Where can I find you these hundreds of thousands of dollars? Sipo glanced at the car keys in Li Chen's hand and shook his head. You're like this. We are brothers, so I'll give you a discount. How about charging you 100,000? Brother, I'm just a taxi driver. I work in the wind and sun every day and I don't make much money. Don't cry poor to me, just tell me how much money you have. 80,000. Is that okay? Make a deal. Huh? Brother, you're not playing by the rules. Seppo was unable to react for a moment. Is this what happened? Was he being tricked again? I'm afraid our bargaining will be too chaotic. Li Chen spread his hands. Okay. You're cruel. Come on. I'm only doing this because you helped me. If I sell this car to a used car dealer, it can be sold for at least 130,000 or 140,000 yuan. This was also what Li Chen intended to do. Saibo was a good person, so he was repaying him a favor. He spent less than 60,000 yuan this time here, and sold the Jeep for 80,000 yuan, making a profit of 20,000 yuan. That's true. Brother, you are a very particular person. Saibo thought about it and it made sense. Li Chen really didn't cheat him. After the meal, Sipo reluctantly transferred 80,000 yuan to Li Chen through mobile banking. The four of them arrived at the airport gate. Brother, I am just going back to my country. It's not like we won't see each other in the future. You don't have to be so sad, right? Li Chen patted Sipo's shoulder. How could I? I just feel bad about the 80,000 yuan, okay? Auntie. Sister-in-law. Have a good trip. You're welcome to come again next time. Seppo waved. Thanks. Take care of yourself. The plane takes off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Goodbye. Myanmar. Li Chen sighed. He didn't expect that in less than a month, he had transformed from an ordinary college student to a hero who bravely went to northern Myanmar to kill enemies and save people. It was simply unimaginable. Forget it. Let's never see each other again. I don't want to come to this damn place again. Shen Mengqing said with lingering fear, thinking about what happened in the past few days. She didn't want to go through it again. 5 hours later, the three successfully landed at Donghai International Airport. Shen Jinqiu and Guilin had already been waiting at the exit. Xiao Chen. Thank you so much. Seeing Li Chen and the other two walking out of the passage, Shen Jinqiu stepped forward, grabbed Li Chen's hand and said excitedly. Uncle Shen. What are you talking about? This is what I should do. I feel embarrassed for you to do this. Li Chen made a joke. Har har har. Everyone laughed. I've booked a banquet at the Donghai Hotel. Let's go there now. Let's have a drink tonight. Mr. Guo, please don't drive. Shen Jinqiu turned around and greeted Guilin. Guilin hesitated. Mr. Guo. You are the protagonist tonight. You have helped us so much this time. We must thank you very much. Wang Wenli said with a smile. Okay then. I'll go and explain the work. Mr. Shen, you guys go first. I'll have someone take it over later and we can contact each other by phone. Guilin knew that this was his chance and he must seize it. Uncle Shen. Li Chen originally planned to go back to school. After all, he was not very familiar with Shen Jinqiu and Wang Wenli. Just tell me the truth. Are you going or not? Shen Mengqing grabbed Li Chen's waist. Must go. Li Chen immediately gave in. No one forced you. But you did it voluntarily. I am willing. Har har. This made Shen Jinqiu and his wife burst into laughter. It seems that their daughter is quite capable. In the Land Rover, Shen Jinqiu and Wang Wenli sat in the second row, and Li Chen and Shen Mengqing sat in the third row. Xiao Chen. You are junior this year, right? Do you have any plans after graduation? Shin Jinqiu asked casually. Dad, aren't you caring too much? Li Chen still has a year and a half to graduate. Besides, your father-in-law is so rich, why are you still worried about finding a job? Shin Mengqing rushed to speak. It's true that girls can't be kept when they grow up. Nothing has happened yet, but she's already turning her elbow outward. Shin Jinqiu shook his head. Chapter 21 I don't mind you being dirty. Uncle Shin. Sister Qing is right. There is still more than a year left, we'll see then. In the current environment, many things are developing very quickly, and I haven't figured out my future path yet. Li Chen eased Shin Mengqing's embarrassment. That's right. Anyway, it's better to stay in the East China Sea. After all, there are more opportunities here. Shin Jinqiu said that his meaning was very clear. He didn't want his precious daughter to follow Li Chen back to the countryside to suffer. Uncle Shin. I will try my best. Half an hour later, the four arrived at Donghai Hotel, one of the most famous 5-star hotels in Donghai. Come to the Imperial Pavilion number 222 on the second floor. Shin Jinqiu sat in the innermost room with his wife Zhang Wenli on his left and Li Chen on his right. There was a seat left for Guolin in the middle, and Shin Mengqing sat to the right of Li Chen. Hello, Mr. Shin. Would you like to serve the food now? A sweet-looking waitress came up to Shin Jinqiu and asked politely. Since Shin Jinqiu often entertains distinguished guests here, the waiters are very familiar with him. Okay. Let's follow the highest standards. Okay. Wait a moment, everyone. The waitress smiled gently and left, twisting her sexy hips. Hey. What are you looking at? Shin Mengqing pinched Li Chen's inner thigh unhappily and twisted it wildly. Hiss. Sister Qing. It hurts. I just wanted to see how tall this little sister is. I didn't look at anything else. It seems like she's just a younger sister in front of you. Li Chen raised his hands in surrender. HMPH. This won't happen again. Shin Mengqing snorted and let go. Ahem. Xiao Qing. Aren't you too overbearing? Xiao Chen didn't do anything. Shin Jinqiu looked at his overbearing daughter helplessly. I don't care. Yes. Xiao Qing, you are being a bit overbearing. Xiao Chen is just. The door opened with a creak, and Guolin walked in. Mr. Shin. Mrs. Shin. Li Chen has been waiting for a long time. There was a traffic jam on the road just now. Guolin said apologetically. Mr. Guo, you're welcome. Come and sit down. Guolin was pulled between Shin Jinqiu and Li Chen. A quarter of an hour later, waiters came in one after another. Watching the exquisite dishes being served, Li Chen felt like an ancient emperor. Looking at the 2 bottles of Feiqian Maotai on the table, Li Chen smacked his lips. They look like they cost several thousand yuan, right? Rich people are so damn extravagant. The best wine I've ever drunk in my life is still the Wuliangyi I drank with Shin Mengqing. After all the dishes were served, Shin Jinqiu waved away the waiter, then opened the wine lid and prepared to pour wine for Li Chen and Guolin. Uncle Shin. You are the elder, so it is not your turn to pour the wine. Let me do it. Li Chen took the bottle and filled Shin Jinqiu's glass first, then Guolin's, and then his own. Shin Jinqiu nodded with satisfaction. It seemed that this son-in-law was very knowledgeable about the ways of the world. Here's the first glass of wine. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Guo and Xiao Chen for helping our Shin family so much. I'll drink it first as a sign of respect. Mr. Shin. You are so polite. It is my honor to help you. Guolin and Li Chen also drank it all in one gulp. Xiao Chenzi. Have you ever had such a good drink? If it tastes good, drink more. Shin Mengqing teased Li Chen in a low voice. Who said that? Have you forgotten that you drank Wuliangyi last time? And you did something wrong after drinking it. Har har. Li Chen fought back, feeling so sour in his heart. Shin Mengqing was so angry that she gritted her teeth. You rascal. This is the second glass of wine. To celebrate the safe return of mother and daughter. The 5 of them raised their glasses and drank it all. Everyone, don't just drink. Eat your food. Shin Jinqiu picked up an abalone and put it in Wang Wenli's bowl. Mom and Dad. You're already so old, can you please stop showing off your affection? Shin Mengqing rolled her eyes. Har har. Sister Qing, are you hinting at me? Come on. Eat some braised pork. Li Chen picked up a piece of Dongper pork and put it on Shen Mengqing's plate. It's too greasy. I don't eat fatty meat. Shen Mengqing frowned. That's easy. Just eat the lean meat first and give me the rest. I don't mind you being dirty, har har. How disgusting. Shen Mengqing spat at Li Chen, but still bit off the lean meat. Li Chen was quick with his hands and eyes. He picked up the fat meat and put it in his mouth, then pursed his lips. It smells so good. The three adults burst into laughter. Shen Mengqing's face turned red and she was extremely embarrassed. This third glass of wine is even more meaningful. Old lady. Can you tell me about it? Shen Zhenqiu stood up and looked at Wang Wenli beside him. For the third glass of wine, I wish Xiaoqing and Xiaochen to meet, know and love each other. Wang Wenli raised her glass. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you, Uncle and Aunt. Congratulations, both of you. The five of them raised their glasses together. Next, Guilin toasted everyone one by one. 2 bottles of wine were not enough, so he ordered 2 more. Afterwards, Shen Zhenqiu, Guilin and Wang Wenli talked about some business matters. Li Chen and Shen Mengqing were whispering there. Only they two knew what they were talking about. Even I didn't know. The banquet lasted for 3 hours. Li Chen also drank a lot of wine, and finally Wang Wenli booked a room for him in the Donghai Hotel. Shen Mengqing wanted to stay under the pretext of taking care of Li Chen, but was ruthlessly rejected by Shen Zhenqiu. After all, everyone here is an acquaintance, so I still have to pay attention to the impact. Shen Mengqing got into the car with her parents reluctantly. After arriving in the room, Li Chen first took a hot bath. But my head is still confused. Although the wine is good, I can't drink too much. Anyone will feel dizzy if I drink too much, Li Chen complained. Are you stupid, kid? Li Zhuqian's voice suddenly sounded in Li Chen's mind. Fuck. Li Chen was startled by this sudden remark. It seemed that he had not yet fully adapted to the situation. Master. I'm drunk and I'm taking a bath to sober up. Is there anything wrong with that? Of course it's not appropriate. Remember that. You are a cultivator now, not a mortal. It's unthinkable that a mere secular wine can make you drunk. Li Zhuqian shook his head. Huh? Can I use my true qi to force the wine out? Is it the same as Duan Yu? I don't know who Duan Yu is, but it's very easy to use your true qi to force the wine out of your body. With your intelligence, I need to re-evaluate it. If necessary, it's possible to change the successor. Li Zhuqian just wanted to scare Li Chen. This kind of naturally chaotic celestial body is the only one among billions of people. It will not exist even in other realms. He is reluctant to give it up. Master, master. Please don't mind. I'm just a beginner. Wait for me to try. Li Chen looked inward with his spiritual consciousness and mobilized his true qi to force the alcohol out of his body in an instant. Great. Master. Isn't that right? Li Chen said proudly. Not bad. You are quite intelligent. Hurry up and practice, you have wasted several days. Receive. Li Chen jumped up, sat cross-legged on the bed, and began his journey of cultivation. Chapter 22 Being expelled from school. After a night of practice, Li Chen's realm did not improve. The growth of true qi in Dantian is also very limited. It seems like I have to find a way to get some training materials. Li Chen got out of bed, washed up, and checked out of the room. Let's report to school first. This time I've been away for nearly a month, which is far beyond the time I've requested for leave. After leaving the restaurant, Li Chen hailed a taxi. Boy. Is that you? The driver was very panicked. Damn, how come I met this guy again? Brother? It's fate. Li Chen didn't expect to meet the fellow from Northeast China who gave him a ride for free here again. Ahem. Brother. I have to go pick someone up, why don't you wait a little longer? The eldest brother coughed to cover up his embarrassment. How come he didn't check the almanac before going out today? How come I met this poor boy again? What's the matter? Do you look down on me? No need to look for me anymore. Li Chen opened the car door and sat in the passenger seat. Then he pretended to search his pockets and took out $200 bills from the storage jade pendant. Brother. How can I be so embarrassed? After saying that, he quickly put the money away. Har har. It's not easy to be away from home. How can I let my big brother make 2 trips in vain? Hey, big brother. Let's go. Where did you go? The driver asked weakly. Damn it, you told me to go and I'll go. Do I know where you're going? Tunghai University. Oh. Half an hour later, at the gate of Tunghai University. Brother. This is my business card. Next time you need something, just come to me. I'll be there whenever you call. It's a must. Li Chen took the business card and got out of the car. Seeing that it was still early, Li Chen walked towards Teacher Zhang's office. Ding ding ding. Li Chen knocked on the door nervously. Come in. Teacher Zhang. I'm here to cancel my leave. Li Chen came to Teacher Zhang respectfully. Li Chen? You still remember to come back? How many days of leave did I approve for you? When Teacher Zhang saw that it was Li Chen, he instantly became furious. 1 day. How many days did you rest? 23 days. Huh. You remember it clearly. According to the school regulations, if a student is absent from class for more than a week without reason, the school has the right to expel him or her. Teacher Zhang adjusted his glasses. Teacher Zhang. Please don't bother me. I'm really busy and can't get away. Can you tell me how I've performed over the past 3 years? Have I ever missed a class? Li Chen said humbly. What's the big deal? If you don't want to go, then don't go. What's the point of going to school when I have my master here? Li Juqian curled his lips. Seeing the attitude of the man with glasses, he felt very unhappy. Master, please stop making trouble. Li Chen shook his head helplessly. With his current status as an immortal cultivator, he really didn't need to go to school anymore. It was useless. But this is something my parents can show off to others. If I give up halfway, my parents won't be able to hold their heads up at home, so I must finish college. That won't work. Do you think you can keep up with the course? It's a 1-month course, can you keep up? Teacher Zhang continued to stick to his point of view. Teacher Zhang. How about this? I have mastered all the knowledge for this semester, and you can test me as you like. If I don't know, you can just fire me. If I know everything, you can let me continue to study, how about that? Is that what you said? A man's words are hard to follow. Deal. All classes today will be postponed, and I will go to the classroom with the teachers of each subject. Teacher Zhang. Then I'll go back first. Let's go. Li Chen ran away, he had to hurry up and memorize the lessons. He has already made a big promise that this is his last chance. However, for a cultivator like him, reading a book can basically be said to be 10 lines at a glance and he will never forget them. Li Chen? Are you here? Didn't Teacher Zhang look for you? Seeing Li Chen walk into the classroom, Guo immediately called Li Chen over. I found it. Didn't I just come back? Huh? You're back just like that. Guo was stunned. At the same time, the students around him pricked up their ears. So what? Can you crawl back here? Li Chen sat down and began to quickly browse through their books. What are you doing? Is there money hidden in the book? Nonsense. Books contain golden houses and beautiful women. Haven't you heard of that? While chatting with Guo, Li Chen quickly memorized the contents of the book. Oh. By the way. Qiangzi. Didn't I take $100 from you last time? It just so happens that I have it now. Are you my brother? If you are, don't mention money to me. Guo interrupted Li Chen directly. Kid. Okay. That's nice. Since we're brothers, I'll treat you to dinner tonight. If you refuse, you're not a brother. See you at the door after school, remember to call Heisey and Shorty. Also, let me tell you a piece of news first. There will be a mysterious guest present tonight. Zhao Dong, Tang Huan and Li Chen are not in the same major. They moved to the same dormitory later, so they are not in the same class. Mysterious guest. Who is it? Male or female? Guo instantly became interested. What's so mysterious about it now? I can only tell you that it's a woman, and a super beautiful one at that. TSK. Who would believe that? But I agree. See you at the school gate. In less than 20 minutes, Li Chen had memorized all the required textbooks by heart. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. Since I had nothing to do, I took out my elective course textbook. As soon as the bell rang, Teacher Zhang and 5 other teachers walked into the classroom. Every teacher holds a thick textbook in his hand. What's going on? Isn't this class supposed to be college English? Yes. I just looked at the class schedule. So what's going on? Why are all the teachers here? Is something going to happen? Except for Li Chen, everyone in the classroom was stunned. They had never seen such a scene in the past 3 years. Classmates, please be quiet. I want to tell you something. All classes today are cancelled. Teacher Zhang signaled for everyone to be quiet, then glanced at Li Chen. What the hell? Can anyone tell me what day it is today? Women's Day? Teacher's Day? Or National Day? Quiet. You don't have to guess. Today is not a holiday, but there is an important announcement. There is a talented person in our class who has made a bold statement that he will master all the subjects of this semester. Today, I ask all the students to bear witness to this. Teacher Zhang glanced at everyone and finally fixed his eyes on Li Chen. The classmates seemed to sense something and looked at Li Chen. Li Chen touched his nose awkwardly and stood up. Ahem. No need to guess, that person is me. I should have been expelled because I missed too many classes. Teacher Zhang is so kind and generous that he gave me this opportunity, so I would like to thank him from the bottom of my heart. At the same time, I hope everyone can bear witness to me that if I cannot complete the teacher's assessment, I am willing to accept any punishment. Chapter 23 shocked the whole class. Oh my god. Is this true? Li Chen shouldn't be a reckless person, right? Oh my god. Is Li Chen crazy? Almost all the classmates were not optimistic about Li Chen. Brother Chen. Can't we think of another way? Why do we have to do this? Guo Qiang pulled Li Chen. Don't worry. I know my limits. Li Chen made an okay gesture to Guo Qiang. Teachers, you can now set the questions. Li Chen said to the teachers with a smile. Okay. Then I'll go first. Is that okay? A teacher in his 50s wearing high-power myopia glasses came to the podium. Teacher Wang. Please. I don't have any test papers, how about I just take the test directly from the textbook? Teacher Wang looked at Li Chen. No problem. What is the function of the clutch in an internal combustion engine? The clutch has 4 main functions. 1. Interrupt the power transmission of the transmission system. 2. Disconnect the engine from the transmission system when shifting gears. 3. Limit the maximum torque that the transmission system can withstand. 4. Reduce vibration and noise in the transmission system. Li Chen recited the book without even thinking about it. Great. Next question, what are the basic functions of a drive axle? Teacher Wang continued to ask. 1. Slow down, increase torque, and change the direction of torque transmission. 2. Withstand the vertical, longitudinal and lateral forces between the road surface and the frame or body of the vehicle. Li Chen replied. Okay. I have finished asking my questions. Li Chen passed. Teacher Wang nodded and left the classroom. Who's next? Instructor Zhang looked at the 4 teachers. Let me do it. A beautiful teacher who looks to be in her early 30s comes to the podium. Please tell me the title of lesson 23 in the Chinese textbook. The author. And recite the first paragraph. Ode to the goddess of Luo River, Cao Ji. A native of Qiao County, Pei State, he was a famous writer during the Three Kingdoms period and one of the famous representatives of Jianan literature. In the 3rd year of Huangchu, I went to the capital and returned to Luochuan. The ancients said that they were lingering and could not leave. 10 minutes passed and the beautiful teacher forgot to call for stop, and Li Chen continued reciting from beginning to end. The other students took out their textbooks and compared them word for word, and found that they were exactly the same. The beautiful teacher was stunned, and all the students were stunned. Even the other instructor Zhang and the 3 teachers were stunned. Teacher Zhu. I finished reciting it. Is that okay? No, no problem. Pass. The beautiful teacher left the podium, but did not leave the classroom. She wanted to see Li Chen's next performance. I'll do it. A young male teacher came to the podium very unconvinced. The content of chapter 10 of the Tao Te Ching. Holding the origin and guarding the oneness, holding the spirit and soul and holding the oneness, can one avoid separation? Concentrating the energy and making it soft, can one be like a baby? Cleansing the mysteries and seeing clearly, can one be flawless? Pass. This time the young teacher was also convinced. Teacher Zhang turned his gaze to the last teacher. Ahem. I'm a physical education teacher, so there's basically nothing to test. How about this? Li Chen, let's test your standing reach. Okay? The last teacher smiled awkwardly and asked. He just asked symbolically. Li Chen was on the school basketball team, so there would be no problem for him to pass the physical education test. No problem. Li Chen came to the open space behind the classroom and jumped lightly. His entire palm touched the ceiling, and then he clapped his hands. What? Li Chen, your jumping ability has increased again. Is it okay to dunk now? Wu Yu asked in surprise. It should be fine. Great, great. Dawn High University has a chance in this summer league. Teacher Zhang, did I pass the test? Li Chen looked at Zhang Wenji, who was still in a daze, and asked. Of course, that's no problem. In fact, I'm very optimistic about you. This assessment is just to motivate you to move forward. Okay. That's all for today. I won't be attending the afternoon class. Remember to continue with the class tomorrow. You can do whatever you want. After saying that, Zhang Wenji left the classroom in dejection. Li Chen. Drink water. Brother Chen. Good job. Aiken. I heard that you had a fight with your girlfriend. How about considering me? Crash. Men and women alike rushed towards Li Chen. Fuck. What's going on? Li Chen looked at the more than 30 people making such a threatening gesture and got goosebumps all over his body. Especially the weight champion in the class, fat girl, whose fat body trembled up and down when she ran. Li Chen almost vomited stomach acid on live broadcast. What are you doing? Suddenly a clear and pleasant voice sounded at the front of the classroom. Huh? Shen Mengqing? Why is she here? Is she here to see me? Come on. How can anyone like you when you look like a pig? Hello? You have a face full of pockmarks. All the male classmates looked at Shen Mengqing with their most beautiful smiles. The female student also returned to her seat feeling ashamed. This is the deterrent power of school beauties. Hey! Li Chen! Come out for a moment. Seeing everyone staring at her, Shen Mengqing felt a little embarrassed. Oh! Li Chen left his seat expressionlessly. What the hell? What's that expression? Shouldn't you be dancing with excitement when the goddess calls you? Could it be that the beautiful Shen has taken a fancy to Li Chen? How is this possible? I am no worse than him, am I? I don't think it's possible either. Maybe there's something else going on. After Li Chen left, the class was in an uproar. This was big news. Sister Qing. What do you want to talk to me about? Li Chen caught up with Shen Mengqing and walked out of the teaching building side by side with her. I can't find you if nothing happens, right? What are you talking about? I'm looking forward to seeing you all the time. Li Chen said with a grin. Stop talking nonsense. Come on. Let's go to the mobile phone street. Last time, my mobile phone was smashed by a robber, and I haven't had time to buy a new one yet. Yes, my dear wife. The two soon arrived at the parking lot. An hour later, there was a mobile phone street and a Vivo store. Two handsome men and beautiful women. Huh? Why are you here? It's the same beautiful saleswoman from last time. Miss. Are you okay? Li Chen said with a smile. Hello. Last time. Last time. The robber was caught by the police and put in jail. I was saved. Li Chen made up something. That's good. Are you here to buy a cell phone? Yes. Two Vivo X160s, one red and one black, thank you. Okay. Please wait. Alright. Xiaochenzi. You're quite good at teasing girls, right? Shen Mengqing looked at Li Chen with a smile. How could I? Wasn't this cooked last time? Li Chen touched his nose. Humph. I can tell from the look in your eyes that something is wrong. Pay attention next time. It's a must. Handsome guy. Do you think you are satisfied? The saleswoman came over with 2 boxes. Well, I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette. Just let my girlfriend see it. The money is here. Li Chen took out 12,000 yuan, put it on the counter and ran away. Har har. Beautiful girl. Is your boyfriend interesting? What a little brat. Chapter 24. Do you think my breasts are not big enough? Hey. Isn't this Xiaoqinzi? What's wrong? Why are you smoking here alone? Shen Mengqing walked out of the Vivo store holding 2 mobile phone boxes. Nothing? Let's go. I'll go get a new SIM card. Li Chen took a deep puff of his cigarette, then threw the cigarette butt on the ground and stepped on it. No way. You're such a stingy man, aren't you? How can I have that? Li Chen denied it flatly, but he was indeed a little unhappy. Doesn't Shen Mengqing seem to be meddling too much? If you can't even talk to a beautiful woman, how are you going to communicate with people in the future? Look at you. What's that expression? You're still pretending. Actually, Li Chen. I don't mean for you not to communicate with other women. It's just because I care about you too much. You are so outstanding. I am just afraid of losing you. I'm afraid that one day you will leave me. Shen Mengqing seemed to realize that she had indeed gone a little too far. Sister Qing. What are you saying? Am I that kind of person? I swear. Pop. 2 wet pieces blocked his mouth. The 2 greedily took from each other. 2 minutes later, lips parted. Hoo. Sister Qing, you're so cruel. You almost bit off my tongue. I'm leaving you a souvenir. So that you and I can remember me forever. Humph. How about leaving some marks on other parts of the body? Hee. Li Chen looked at Shen Mengqing with lustful eyes. Despicable. Shameless. Obscene. Har. Li Chen put his arm around Shen Mengqing's shoulders and walked into the business hall. Half an hour later, Li Chen's mobile phone card was replaced and the number remained unchanged. Because there are many relatives and friends in the address book, but he couldn't find them, so if there is anything, only others can contact him. Sister Qing. Last time I went to northern Myanmar, I took 200,000 yuan in cash from my uncle. I don't have time to pay it back. Can you give it to him for me? The 2 got in the car and Li Chen suddenly said. You don't need this, right? You saved me and your mother-in-law, so what's this little money? Besides, my dad doesn't need this much. Shen Mengqing waved her hand. That won't do. Let's put things one way and one thing at a time. Your husband is a real man and I don't want to lose face in front of others. Besides, I made a fortune last time I seized a jeep in northern Myanmar. Li Chen said in an unquestionable tone. Oh well. Looking at Li Chen's determined eyes, Shen Mengqing was distracted for a moment. Oh, right. Last time you treated me to drinks and a hotel room, I spent 8,000 yuan. I won't give it to you anymore. You were so confident and manly just now, how come you changed so suddenly? Har. Who are we following? Snort. To show my sincerity, I'll treat you to a meal and then let you stay in a hotel. How about that? Li Chen looked at his cell phone and it was 11:30, so he started the car and drove towards the school. Oh. It's okay to have dinner, but forget about getting a room, right? Don't I know what you're thinking? Har. Don't you want to? I'm a damn bastard. Shen Mengqing's face turned red and she unconsciously tightened her legs. We're here. Li Chen parked the car outside a small alley east of the school. There are all kinds of snacks in the alley. Hey. Mr. Li. No way. You're just going to treat me to this. When did they start selling snacks here? Shen Mengqing frowned. Are these sanitary conditions qualified? This is originally a snack street, but our mission is a wealthy woman and looks down on us common people. Li Chen said sourly. If you think this place is dirty, just watch me eat. But it's my treat, you just don't want to eat, it's not my fault. Who said I won't eat anymore? I'll eat now. Who's afraid of who? Shen Mengqing put her arm around Li Chen and walked inside. Uncle Zhang. Business is good today. We came to a small shop that looked fairly clean. Zhang couple spicy hot pot. Xiao Chen. Are you here with Xiao Wang? Uncle Zhang responded without even raising his head. Ahem. Uncle Zhang. You're joking. Wang Hongyang and I have been together for a long time. Li Chen coughed awkwardly. Huh? Look at my mouth, but it's better to be yellow, that girl is too materialistic. Who is this? Uncle Zhang raised his head and glanced at Shen Mengqing beside Li Chen. Uncle Zhang. Hello. I'm Li Chen's girlfriend, Shen Mengqing. Hello. Xiao Chen, you have great vision. At first glance, Xiao Shen is 1,000 times better than that Xiao Wang. Old lady, Xiao Chen is here. Please greet him. Thank you, Uncle Zhang. Shen Mengqing smiled sweetly. Xiao Chen is here. Please come in. Is this your girlfriend? She's so pretty. Thank you, Aunt Zhang. Li Chen took Shen Mengqing's hand and came to the self-selection area. Li Chen chose a lot of meat, while Shen Mengqing only symbolically selected a few vegetables. Li Chen put the vegetables selected by Shen Mengqing into his own small bowl, eating spicy hot pot separately. How exquisite! Li Chen muttered. Shen Mengqing smiled and shook his head without saying anything. She just liked Li Chen's domineering feeling. Li Chen handed the basin to Aunt Zhang, then he and Shen Mengqing found a table and sat opposite each other. Soon, a big pot of delicious spicy hot pot was served. One small plate for each of two people. Li Chen first picked up a piece of vermicelli with chopsticks and ate it with gulps. It was so delicious. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. Look at how intoxicated you are. Do you have to be so exaggerated? Is it really that delicious? Sister Ching. Try it first. Don't be too quick to judge. I guarantee you'll be reluctant to leave after you finish eating it. Shen Mengqing tentatively picked up a small cluster of enoki mushrooms, put them in her mouth, and chewed them slowly. Suddenly his eyes widened. Li Chen frowned. No way. Is it that unpalatable? Delicious. Shen Mengqing started chewing quickly. Li Chen obviously misunderstood, because the other person's expression clearly showed satisfaction. Fuck. You're even more exaggerated than me, okay. Li Chen. Let me tell you, this is the most delicious enoki mushroom I have ever eaten, no doubt about it. Shen Mengqing gave a thumbs up. If it tastes good, eat more. Eat more meat. How skinny are you? You don't have any meat at all. Li Chen quickly picked up several pieces of meat, ham, etc. for her. Do you think my breasts are not big enough? Shen Mengqing glared at Li Chen. Sure. Li Chen sat down next to Shen Mengqing with a whoosh. She covered her mouth and looked around, luckily no one noticed. If I want to compare Sister Ching to Shisha, she looks good with light or heavy makeup. You are the perfect goddess in my mind. The reason I let you eat meat is to give you more nutrition. This will keep your body healthy. Humph. You're smart. Only then did Shen Mengqing let Li Chen go and started eating with big mouthfuls. Sister Ching. Take your time eating, I'll pick out some more. Go away. Give me more slices of meat. Okay. Chapter 25. Oh my gosh. This is a big deal. It's over. I ate too much and forgot about it. I'm going to gain weight again. Shen Mengqing touched her bulging belly. I don't dislike you. Har har. Snort. The two got up and went outside. Uncle Zhang. Check out. Li Chen took out a large bill and handed it to Uncle Zhang. Okay. Wait for me to give you the change. No need. Uncle Zhang. How can that be? It's not easy for you to go to school. Uncle Zhang knew that Li Chen's hometown was in a rural area in northeast China, so he always deducted the decimal points for his money. Then keep a record of it first, and I'll use the remaining money for my next meal. All right. Take care, you two. The two walked out of the alley hand in hand. Li Chen. We ate so much, 100 is enough. What do you mean by enough? There's still a lot left. Li Chen said. It's so cheap. Can you bring me here next time? Shen Mengqing looked at Li Chen with hopeful eyes. Sister Ching, you're not going to lose weight anymore. You don't even dislike me, why should I lose any weight? You are awesome. Li Chen gave a thumbs up. Sister Ching. I went to Shen's group to borrow $100 from you and your roommate, but he didn't want to pay me back, so I want to treat everyone to dinner tonight. Would you be so kind as to join us? Li Chen made a gesture of invitation. That depends on what you eat. You decide. Then I'll accept it reluctantly. Then what about the East China Sea Hotel? No problem. Thank you, Sister Ching. Okay. I have classes this afternoon. See you in the parking lot at 6. The two walked over to the red Ferrari. Okay. Sister Ching. Drive slower. I'll walk back. I'll help digest the food. If I grow up to be a fat man of 1.8 meters, someone will no longer be friends with me. Loquacious. Shen Mengqing tiptoed and pecked Li Chen on the cheek. Li Chen touched it with his hand, then put it to his nose and smelled it. It smells so good. Death face. I'm leaving. Be safe. Li Chen waved his hand. The snack street was not far from the school, and it only took Li Chen a quarter of an hour to reach the school gate. Li Chen took out his mobile phone and sent a WeChat voice message to Guoqiang. Knowing that he was playing games in the dormitory, Li Chen also returned to the dormitory. Since they had nothing to do, the two of them played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds for the entire afternoon. Fuck. I don't want to play anymore. I'm so pissed off. What a bunch of idiot teammates. Li Chen was so angry that he almost threw his phone. Not including me. Guoqiang asked weakly. You're not much better. Har har har. Li Chen looked at the time, it was 5:40. Let's go. It's time. Have you notified Zhao Dong and Tang Huan? Yes. I told them. I'll drive you there later. Guoqiang nodded. He was a local and came from a fairly well-off family. He was admitted to Tunghai University, and his father bought him a Toyota Corolla. You three can just take one car and go directly to the Donghai Hotel. I'll have someone to drive you. Li Chen smiled mysteriously. Oh my god. Could it be that he is hooking up with a rich woman? The cost of staying at the Donghai Hotel is not cheap. Don't cheat me. Go away. A dog's mouth cannot spit out ivory. Just go away. Am I that kind of person? Okay. I'll be leaving first. Li Chen brushed his teeth and washed his face. Only then did he leave the dormitory. Xiaoqinzi. Why are you so slow? Do you have the nerve to let the school beauty wait for you? Li Chen came to the parking lot, and Shen Mengqing pouted and said dissatisfiedly. I'm going out to eat with Miss Shen, so shouldn't I dress up properly? If I don't dress up, won't it embarrass you? Li Chen sat in the passenger seat with a grin on his face. Glib. Strap on. Go. Shen Mengqing started the car and drove towards the Donghai Hotel. In the car, Li Chen looked at Shen Mengqing's peerless face, his heart was burning with passion. He hadn't done that for a long time, and his heart was itching, so much so that he felt a little restless. I couldn't help but touch her long legs. Crunch. There was a sharp brake sound. Li Chen's head almost hit the windshield. Sister Ching. What are you doing? Li Chen. Shen Mengqing looked at Li Chen angrily. What's the matter? You're f-king making moves on me, asking me what's wrong. You mistook the brake for the accelerator. Just be quiet. Humph. Shen Mengqing's face was a little red. Sister Ching. Are you feeling uncomfortable? Li Chen pointed at her. You come and open it. Let me show you how I can deal with you. Shen Mengqing got out of the car nervously. Okay? Oh my god. This is too much. I didn't expect Sister Ching to be so sensitive. Li Chen sat in the driver's seat in annoyance. Set off. Shen Mengqing ordered. Yes, sir. Li Chen stepped on the accelerator and a red shadow flashed by. Shen Mengqing didn't expect Li Chen to do this. The speed was too fast. Before he could even make a move, the car arrived in front of the Donghai Hotel. Oh my god. What did I see? No way. Could it be that the guy at the school forum that day was really Li Chen? Oh, heaven. Oh, earth. My goddess is in love. What should I do? I saw Li Chen and Shen Mengqing getting out of the car. Guoqiang and the other two beat their chests and stamped their feet. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. What happened to you three? Li Chen and Shen Mengqing came in front of the three people with their fingers clasped together. Nothing. I was a little excited when I saw a luxury car for the first time. Guo Qiang concealed his embarrassment. Hello, sister-in-law. I'm Chen's roommate Guo Qiang. Guo Qiang stretched out his hand and said with a smile. There's no need to shake that hand. Li Chen knocked his claws off. Hello everyone. I'm Shen Mengqing. Just call me senior from now on. He. Shen Mengqing greeted with a smile. Guo Qiang, Zhao Dong and Tang Wan were stunned for a moment when they saw Shen Mengqing's charming smile. Let's go. What are you doing? Li Chen kicked Guo Qiang. Come on. Brother Chen. Which floor are we on? Second floor, 222 Emperor's Pavilion. You go first. I'm going to the bathroom first. Shen Mengqing walked quickly into the bathroom on the first floor with somewhat unnatural steps. Fuck. Brother Chen. No way. You're here so late. Did you two do that just now? Zhao Dong with a dark face stared at Li Chen with lustful eyes. Get lost. The Ferrari we're driving is a convertible, okay? Li Chen went up and slapped him violently. That's hard to say. He. The four people came to the private room Emperor Pavilion on the second floor. As soon as I sat down, Shen Mengqing walked in gracefully. Li Chen very tactfully pulled out the chair next to him. Sister Qing. Sit here. Strong. Black. Short. 2 each. Order whatever you like. Li Chen threw the menu to Guo Qiang. You said that. I said so. Do you keep your word? It's a must. This made Zhao Dongtang very happy. Guo Qiang was better off as his family still had some money. Zhao Dong, Tang Huan, and Li Chen were all from the countryside and had never been to such a high-end place. Waiter. Take your order. Li Chen snapped his fingers. The three of them did not choose dishes that were too expensive, but just symbolically ordered a few dishes that cost less than 200 yuan. Sister Qing. What about you? Whatever. Li Chen ordered 2 more for more than 300 yuan. That's it for now. Give us 2 more bottles of 53 proof Wuliangyi, thank you. Okay. Please wait a moment, sir. The waitress smiled sweetly. As the waitress walked out of the door, she was pushed by someone. I want to see who is so awesome. Who dares to occupy my imperial pavilion? An arrogant voice came from outside the door. Chapter 26. What a nonsense. Guo Qiang and the other two were very panicked. Shen Mengqing was also stunned. Wasn't this Emperor Pavilion exclusive to my father? How did it become someone else's? Li Chen felt that the arrogant voice was somewhat familiar, but also somewhat unfamiliar. Bang! The door was pushed open forcefully. Feng Dongyu, Wang Hongyang and a middle-aged man with a big belly and a wretched appearance walked in, followed by 4 bodyguards wearing sunglasses. Li Chen? Why didn't you? Feng Dongyu was shocked. Didn't they say that the scar had been resolved? Damn it. Are you trying to trick me? Har. How come I'm not dead? It seems like you did something wrong. Li Chen smiled slightly. It turned out that he was the one who wanted to kill him. But things in this world are so unpredictable. If Feng Dongyu hadn't hired someone to kill him, he wouldn't have met his master and embarked on the path of cultivating immortals. Should I be grateful to him or hate him? The answer is simple. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Feng Dongyu flatly denied it, saying that this was no joke and he would go to jail. Some activities can only be done in secret. Guo Qiang and the other two were also confused. What was going on? Har. Some things are better left to you knowing them in your heart. Li Chen stopped there and didn't say the whole story. First, I have no evidence, and second, Guo Qiang and 3 others are here, and there are some things I don't want them to know. Stop talking nonsense. I'm inviting Southeast Asian businessmen to dinner today. I'll take over the Imperial Pavilion. You guys should give it up now. Feng Dongyu looked down at Li Chen condescendingly. Roll. Li Chen didn't even raise his head and refused with a single word. Who do you think you are? You are standing here pointing fingers. Don't be so shameless. Let me tell you, the man next to me is the largest mineral tycoon in Malaysia and East Asia. He has assets worth tens of billions. You, a poor boy, can't afford to offend him. Think carefully before you speak. Feng Dongyu pointed at the wretched man next to him. If you don't get out of here, I'm going to take action. Li Chen frowned and stood up. Damn. I can't even have a peaceful meal. The wretched man pointed at Li Chen and then at Shen Mengqing beside him. Idiot. What are you talking about? Li Chen shook his wrists and walked towards the three people. Young man. Don't be so arrogant. I'll give you a chance. Send me the woman next to you, and I'll consider letting you go. Fuck. You can speak Chinese, why are you still showing off with us? Li Chen slapped him in the face. The fat pig weighing more than 200 pounds took off in an instant. The bodyguards behind him didn't have time to take action, and the wretched man crashed into the wall outside the door. Everyone present was shocked. Especially Guoqiang and his three companions as well as Wang Hongyang. They were very familiar with Li Chen, except that he was a little tall and strong. But it is simply unbelievable that a 200-pound person could be slapped away with just one slap. Shen Mengqing felt much better. After all, she had seen Li Chen's skills in northern Myanmar. But I was also confused. What exactly happened after Li Chen was kidnapped? Wang Hongyang has been feeling a little regretful now. She never expected that she would give up such an outstanding man. Damn it. Kill him for me. I'll be responsible if anything goes wrong. The wretched man yelled while lying on the ground. Hulala. Four bodyguards surrounded Li Chen in an instant. Do you guys want to try the feeling of flying? Li Chen looked at the four people with a smile. Kill. Four people attacked at the same time, with great momentum. Li Chen. Be careful. Ho. Shen Mengqing, Guoqiang and the other three felt a tightness in their hearts, but their eyes blurred. The four bodyguards flew out one after another and landed accurately on the wretched man. Li Chen. You are in big trouble. Get ready to bear Mr. Liang's wrath. Feng Dongyu said in a stern but cowardly manner. The scene just now deeply irritated his nerves. He knew that Li Chen would not let him go, but now that Li Chen had offended Liang Sen, what was he afraid of? Then you will bear my wrath first. Li Chen did the same thing and slapped him in the face. Same recipe, same taste. 6 grown men were piled together like this. I don't want to hit a woman. Get out of here. Oh, and pay the bill. Li Chen glanced at Wang Hongyang. This was China, different from northern Myanmar, so Li Chen did not kill her. All right. Wang Hongyang left the room trembling with fear. It took a long time to separate the 6 people. At the same time, 120 was dialed. Li Chen closed the door and clapped his hands. What a bummer. Waiter, is the food not ready yet? All right. I'll bring it to you right away. The waiter at the door came back to his senses from his daze. Soon, the food and wine were served. Jiangzi. Haizi. Zhuazi. Thank you for taking care of me for the past 3 years. I'll drink this glass of wine. Do whatever you want. After saying that, Li Chen drank it all in one gulp. Brother Chen. What are you talking about? Since we can all sit here, we don't have to be so particular with each other. As Teacher Fan said, it's fate. Guoqiang and the other 2 also finished it in one gulp. Brother Chen. Don't say that. This Wu Liangyi is really good. This is the first time I drink such an expensive wine. Thank you. Hee hee. Dark-faced Zhao Dong said with a smile. Haizi. Are you drunk? We should thank Sister Qing. The short guy Tang Huan is quite good at talking. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. Right. Jiangzi. Pour me a glass. I'll drink a glass as a punishment. Zhao Dong stared at the half-empty bottle of Wu Liangyi with his small eyes. If you want to drink, just say so. Why bother finding an excuse? Guoqiang muttered, filling Zhao Dong's glass. Har. Don't grab it, Dongzi. We must let everyone drink enough today. Wu Liangyi is enough. Li Chen knew that Zhao Dong could drink a lot. In the past, every time they drank, Zhao Dong would insist to the end and send the 3 of them to the dormitory. You are wrong too. Shouldn't you respect your sister-in-law? Li Chen looked at Shen Mengqing with a smile. Xiaoqinzi. What do you mean? You can't drink well, so you have to drag me into it. Shen Mengqing glared at Li Chen. Sister-in-law. It's a rare opportunity for us to get to know each other. My brother is right. We must toast to you. Guo Qiang understood what Li Chen meant. He thought that Li Chen had some bad intention. Li Chen. You know I don't drink liquor. Waiter. A bottle of red wine. Li Chen shouted. Sir. What brand do you want? The waitress asked with a sweet smile. That's coming. Li Chen was stunned by the question of what brand this was. How would I know? Lafite Bordeaux will do. Thank you. Shen Mengqing eased the embarrassment because he knew that Li Chen didn't know much about red wine. Yes. Just the Lafite Bordeaux that costs over 800 yuan will do. Li Chen concealed his embarrassment. Sir. Lafite Bordeaux is not. The waiter was interrupted by Shen Mengqing before he could finish his words. Just do it. Why so much nonsense? Yes. Miss Shen. The waiter left the room feeling aggrieved. Chapter 27 My dad is Ma Yun. How can Lafite be worth more than 800 yuan? The waiter complained in his heart with grievance. But since Miss Shen has spoken, I have to give her some face. Come on. Brother Chen. I'll toast you a glass. Thank you for thinking highly of me, Zhao Dong. If you have anything to say in the future, just talk to me. Zhao Dong knocked on the table and the glass of wine was empty in an instant. Har har. Great. Dongzi? As long as you drink, I'll accompany you today. Li Chen practiced his skills and the alcohol flowed down his fingers onto the ground. Soon, the waiter brought a bottle of red wine on a plate. Sir, this bottle of red wine costs 1,888 yuan. Would you like to open it? The waiter asked with a smile. Open it. Open it. Li Chen sneezed. This scared the waiter, who thought Li Chen was going to say, Are you kidding? Use a bottle opener to remove the lid. The waitress was very considerate and poured 1/4 of the glass for Shen Mengqing. Thank you. Please go out first. We will call you if there is anything else. Shen Mengqing waved her hand and said. Okay. Please enjoy your meal. The waitress said with a sweet smile. How beautiful. Zhao Dong stared at the waiter's back as he left and muttered to himself. Guo Qiang stepped on his instep. You? Why are you stepping on me? You are so stupid. Today we are not just the four brothers, but also our eldest sister-in-law. Guo Qiang glanced at Shen Mengqing. Fortunately the other party's attention was not here. Oh. The two people were whispering to each other. What are you two talking about? Let's make everyone happy. Li Chen noticed this and said casually. Ahem. Nothing. Dongzi said, sister-in-law is such a professional at drinking red wine. Har har. Guo Qiang reacted quite quickly. What's the matter with professionalism? I'm telling you, this red wine needs to be left to stand for a few minutes before drinking, then. Shen Mengqing had a rare opportunity to have dinner with a few boys, and she talked non-stop. Thank you for your advice. Sister-in-law, the three of us are toasting to you. Thank you for hosting us. Guo Qiang stood up and kicked Zhao Dong and Tang Wan beside him. Har har. You're welcome. I didn't buy the wine, it was your brother Chen. Shen Mengqing also stood up. Har har har. What's the difference? Come on. Let's drink together. Li Chen picked up the wine glass and drank it in one gulp. Shen Mengqing took a small sip symbolically. Everyone, don't just drink, eat. Eat. This thunder dragon is getting cold smashing cucumbers. The meal made all five of them happy. As a result, everyone got drunk. Go back. Someone has already bought the order. Li Chen stood up. Brother Chen. You are such a good drinker, I admire you. Zhao Dong staggered to his feet and said. It's not bad. Har har. Li Chen laughed and said, Brother, I used my true energy to force it out, okay? Actually, I just drank water, okay? Arrived at the hotel entrance. Qiangzi. You three, slow down. I called a designated driver for you. Li Chen instructed. Don't worry. Brother. Chen. It's okay. You and sister-in-law should also go to bed early. The three men staggered toward the parking lot. Sister Qing. Are we going to stay here for one night? Li Chen said with ill intention. No. There are many people in this Donghai hotel who know me. Let's find another hotel, right? Shen Mengqing said shyly. No problem. Li Chen hugged Shen Mengqing and walked down the stairs. Ding ling ling. Ding ling ling. Suddenly Shen Mengqing's phone rang. Take it out and take a look. Dad. Damn it. Why am I so unlucky? Isn't this old man too strict? Li Chen complained. Daddy. What's wrong? Xiaoqing. Where are you? Shin Jinqiu's voice came from the phone. I'm in the dormitory. Ching Ching. It's time to go to bed. Li Chen pinched his nose and shouted into the phone, imitating a female voice. Poochie. Shen Mengqing couldn't hold back and laughed out loud. You're still laughing. Hurry home. Your grandpa is seriously ill and is being treated now. We are going to Yangcheng, Guangdong province tonight. To see your grandpa for the last time. Shin Jinqiu said sadly. What? This piece of news hit Shen Mengqing's mind like a bolt from the blue, and she almost fell down. Thinking of my grandfather's kind face, scenes from the past came to my mind. When I was a child, my grandfather loved me the most. Any delicious or fun things would be given to me first, not to other cousins. Sister Qing. Are you okay? Li Chen helped Shen Mengqing. He heard clearly what was said just now. As for this grandfather, he didn't feel anything, but he was sad to see Shen Mengqing so sad. You can tell how important he is to Sister Qing. Li Chen. Grandpa is leaving me. What should I do? What should I do? Shen Mengqing threw herself into Li Chen's arms, tears streaming down her face. Sister Qing. Do you believe me? Li Chen patted her on the back and asked. Shen Mengqing was stunned by Li Chen's inexplicable words. Do you believe me? Li Chen repeated. Of course I believe you. But what does this have to do with Grandpa? Shen Mengqing stopped crying and looked at Li Chen in confusion. I can cure your grandpa. Huh? Aren't you studying vehicle engineering? Can you also treat illnesses? Sister Qing. Do you remember the murder I committed in northern Myanmar? It was the murderer who wanted to do something bad to you. Shen Mengqing nodded. Then do you remember what I used to kill him? Golden needle. Shen Mengqing thought for a while and said that she had some impression, because after killing that man, Li Chen took out the golden needle from his body, and she still remembered it. That's right. This is the acupuncture that was passed down from my ancestors. It can cure diseases and save lives. That's why I said I can save your grandfather, Sister Qing. Don't worry. I'm very confident. Is this true? Li Chen. You are so nice. Mwah. Shen Mengqing burst into laughter instantly and kissed Li Chen on the cheek. That's Sister Qing. Time is urgent. Let's go to the airport first. Okay. I'll inform Dad right away. But you've been drinking, can you drive? No problem. Shen Mengqing couldn't care less. It was too late to call a designated driver now. The worst that could happen was that her driver's license would be revoked. Just take the test later. Halfway through the journey, Shen Mengqing called Shen Jinqiu and told him to go directly to the airport. However, some things are just so coincidental. Before we had walked far, there were several police cars ahead checking for drunk driving. Oh my god. Brother Chen, should we turn around and take another route? Shen Mengqing said in panic. It was fine just now because I had a glimmer of hope, but when this really happened, I was immediately panicked. Hey, big sister. There's a green belt in the middle, okay? Can your car go up there? Li Chen rolled his eyes. Forehead. Don't worry. Just look at me. It's okay. Li Chen patted Shen Mengqing's little hand. When he got closer, Li Chen stopped the Ferrari. A middle-aged traffic policeman gave a standard salute. Then take out the current meter. Hello, sir. Please cooperate with us. We are checking for drunk driving. Please blow the whistle. Hello, police officer. My father is Maryun. Chapter 28. If it's not Maryun, it's Marbi. Sir. Please be serious. Your father is useless to anyone. Didn't you let me brag a little? Isn't my boasting big enough? Then my mother is the Queen Mother. Shen Mengqing on the side covered her mouth and her face turned red. What the hell? I told you to blow into it. The middle-aged traffic policeman was so upset. What the hell is this person? Is it possible that people who drive Ferrari have problems with their IQ? How did he get this car? It must be his father who is awesome. If it's not Maryun, it must be Marby. Oh. Li Chen took a deep breath and sprayed violently at the stick in front of him. Why are you doing it so hard? Okay, you can go now. I am not cooperating with you. Am I afraid that the measurement may not be accurate? Thank you, police officer. Goodbye. Get out of here. Okay. Li Chen stepped on the accelerator. Be careful. If you exceed the speed limit, I will fine you too. The middle-aged man took a breath of exhaust fumes and shouted angrily. Har har. Welcome the police officer to check next time. Li Chen said loudly without turning his head. Har har har. Xiao Chenzi. You're so funny. But I really want to know how you managed to dodge the breathalyzer. Shen Mengqing finally couldn't hold it in anymore and laughed so hard that she fell over. I told you, I'm a miracle doctor, this is all child's play. It's not that I fooled the breathalyzer, but that the alcohol in my body had already been forced out by my golden needles. I am a legal citizen and I cannot drink and drive. Li Chen made up a story. TSK. Who would believe that? You don't believe it. I don't believe that. Moo. Li Chen hugged Shen Mengqing and started biting her. R. Shen Mengqing widened her eyes. Hey, you're still driving, okay? Half a minute later, their lips parted. Li Chen, you want to die? Drive carefully. Don't worry, I'm an experienced driver. I'm the best at driving. Actually, I just want you to confirm whether there is any smell of alcohol on my breath. Huh? It seems like this really doesn't exist. Shen Mengqing recalled the passionate moment just now. 40 minutes later, the two parked the car and arrived at the terminal hall. Xiao Chen? Thank you for sending Xiao Qing here. Shen Zhenqiu was very surprised. He didn't expect that his cheap son-in-law would also come. Then I realized that Li Chen might have sent his daughter here because he was worried about her. Uncle. I want to go with you. Li Chen touched his nose. Thank you, Xiao Chen. But this is our family affair, so you don't have to go with us. Wang Wenli said embarrassedly. Mom. Li Chen must go this time. Let me tell you, Li Chen's family has been practicing traditional Chinese medicine for generations, and it is said that he is the descendant of Li Shizhen for many generations. Let him go see Grandpa, maybe he can be of some help. Shen Mengqing looked at her mother's red and swollen eyes and said with some heartache. Nonsense. The director of Yarncheng First Hospital has issued a critical illness notice, how could there be a miracle? Xiao Chen, there is no problem with you going with me, but please don't make up such a lame excuse, okay? Shen Zhenqiu said unhappily that he and his wife were both sad, and these two little guys were still joking here. Let's go. Li Chen pulled Shen Zhenqiu and whispered in his ear, Uncle. Your manhood problem is not serious. As long as I give you acupuncture 3 times, it will definitely be cured. I guarantee that your stamina will increase. Let you regain your manhood. What? Shen Zhenqiu shouted exaggeratedly. Zhenqiu? What are you talking about? Do you have to be so loud? Wang Wenli said dissatisfiedly, why is my husband so unstable recently? No. Nothing? Xiao Chen and I are talking about business. Shen Zhenqiu explained awkwardly. Yes. Auntie. I'm about to graduate, and I think it would be better to get in touch with them in advance. Li Chen was also busy covering up his lie. Xiao Chen, is what you said true? Is it that magical? There won't be any side effects, right? Shen Zhenqiu asked impatiently. Over the years, due to a lot of social engagements, he basically went out early and came back late every day drinking heavily, which ruined his health. He was less than 50 years old, but he was already very inadequate in some aspects, and his wife Wang Wenli often complained about him. He was asked to go to the hospital for checkups many times, and the hospital finally gave the conclusion that that aspect of the human body was irreversible and could only be managed by self-care. Today, his son-in-law suddenly mentioned it, which gave rise to the seeds of hope in his heart, and at the same time, he began to believe in Li Chen's medical skills. Because only his wife and her husband knew about his illness, and his wife would never tell anyone about it. Uncle. Don't worry. I'm using traditional Chinese medicine, there are absolutely no toxic side effects. Shen Zhenqiu and Li Chen bit their ears. Wang Wenli and Shen Mengqing were also whispering something behind them. Xiao Qing. Have you been drinking? Wang Wenli frowned when she smelled the alcohol on Shen Mengqing. That. My roommate asked me to treat him. He insisted on meeting Li Chen, so I drank 2 glasses of red wine. Har har. Shen Mengqing was talking nonsense in a serious tone. Oh. That's fine. Remember. From now on, you are not allowed to drink when Xiao Chen is not around. Also. Xiao Chen is very good. You must catch her. Don't let other girls take her away. Wang Wenli instructed. I know. Mom. You're in menopause, right? You're so nagging. Shen Mengqing waved her hands impatiently. You little brat. I'm going to beat you to death. Mr. Shen. The plane is ready, please follow me. A young man in front walked over and said politely. Eh? Uncle Shen. Why didn't I see Mr. Guo today? Looking at the strange face in front of him, Li Chen asked puzzledly. You mean Guolin? I think he has strong business capabilities. I doubled his salary. Come and work with me. Shen Zhenqiu explained. Yeah. Mr. Guo is really a good guy. The 4 of them followed the newly appointed general manager through their VIP channel into the airport. On the plane, Li Chen and Shen Mengqing sat in the front. Shen Zhenqiu and Wang Wenli sat behind them. Wang Wenli looked at Li Chen and the others, then pulled Shen Zhenqiu to the back. Zhenqiu? Do you think what Xiao Chen said is true? Is Chinese medicine reliable? Can the old man really be saved? The 2 of them distanced themselves from Li Chen and the others, and Wang Wenli asked. I don't think Xiao Chen is a reckless child. I can tell from the last time I went to northern Myanmar to rescue you and your daughter. He probably wouldn't talk nonsense about such things. Oh. Let's give it our all. I don't think he'll have much hope. By the way, what were you whispering about just now? Why were you so loud? Wang Wenli sighed. You really want to know? Nonsense. Speak now. He said it could help me regain my masculinity. Har har har. When Shen Zhenqiu thought of this, he felt happy. What? Wang Wenli opened her mouth in disbelief. Chapter 29 Yancheng Wang Family. Mom and Dad. Why are you running to the back? What are you talking about? So loud. Hearing the voice, Shen Mengqing and Li Chen looked back. That. Your dad and I are discussing some business matters. If you feel sleepy, you can take a rest first. We will probably arrive in Yancheng in the late night. Wang Wenli's face turned slightly red. Li Chen glanced at Shen Zhenqiu meaningfully, and they smiled at each other, understanding each other tacitly. This scene was keenly captured by Shen Mengqing. Tell me. What were you and my dad planning just now? Shen Mengqing glared at Li Chen and said in a low voice. It's better for you not to know about things between men. It has nothing to do with you. No. You have to say it. This. Li Chen was a little embarrassed. How could he say that? I said your dad is not good at that. Obviously it was inappropriate. Looking at Shen Mengqing's aggressive momentum, I have no choice but to say something. It's really hard for me. Will you tell me or not? If not, I can ask myself. Shen Mengqing wanted to get up. Sister Qing. Sister Qing. Isn't it okay if I say so? Li Chen hurriedly held her back. If he asked Shen Zhenqiu about this, it would be even more embarrassing. There's something wrong with your dad. What? Shen Mengqing didn't quite understand. Oh. That's it. Li Chen pointed to his lower abdomen. Huh? You bad guy. Big hooligan. Big pervert. Shen Mengqing blushed with shame and wished she could find a hole to crawl into. I said I won't tell you. But you forced me to tell you. Humph. You're still talking. It's so embarrassing. I'm not going to pay attention to you. I'm going to sleep. Shen Mengqing put the chair down, covered her face and lay down. Har har. Li Chen also lay down. He also needed to conserve his energy. It seemed that Shen Mengqing's grandfather was on the verge of death. If he wanted to save him, he had to do his best. In a situation like this, your true energy will inevitably be consumed, and you must adjust your state to the best condition. 2.5 hours later, Yancheng Baiyun Airport. Shinjinqiu and 3 others left the airport and arrived at the gate. Aunt. Uncle. Cousin Xiaoqing. You are here. Eh? Who is this? A well-mannered young man in his 20s came up to the 4 people and greeted them. Cousin. This is my boyfriend. Shen Mengqing introduced. Oh. Wang Bin responded indifferently. Cousin. Hello. Li Chen stretched out his right hand. Hello. Wang Bin shook hands symbolically. Xiaobin. How is your grandpa? Aunt. Let's talk while we walk. Good. 5 people got in the car, Wang Bin drove, and Shin Jinqiu sat in the passenger seat. Alas. Grandpa's condition is not optimistic. He has been in a coma for half a month. Dean Hong of the first hospital has already made a conclusion, and the top experts from major hospitals in Yancheng are helpless. Even the national masters of traditional Chinese medicine are powerless to save him. Grandpa will only live for the next 2 days. Wang Bin said with some sobs. Is it that serious? I really regret not coming here earlier. The old man will definitely not forgive me. He didn't see me for the last time. Wang Wenli burst into tears instantly because she was the youngest in the family. Her father Wang Guowo had her in his old age and treated her like the apple of his eye. She and Shin Jinqiu were in love, and the old man did not agree at first, but since Shen Mengqing came into being, the old man was extremely happy. So he transferred all his love for her to his daughter Shen Mengqing, so the mother and daughter have the deepest feelings for the old man. Shen Mengqing was also crying softly, and Li Chen grabbed her little hand and whispered to comfort her. You're crying. How disgraceful. Isn't there, Xiaochen? It's too early to draw conclusions now. Shin Jinqiu was also very upset when he heard Wang Wenli and her daughter sobbing in the background. He also had great respect for the old man. Without the old man's help, he might have gone bankrupt by now. Who is Xiaochen? Wang Bin asked doubtfully. He's Xiaoqing's boyfriend. His family is a family of traditional Chinese medicine, and it has been passed down for hundreds of years. Shin Jinqiu explained. Him? Are you kidding? Uncle, why are you fooling around too? Wang Bin almost mistook the brake for the accelerator. Har har. Cousin. You seem to be a cultured person, haven't you heard of this saying? Li Chen said. Which sentence? You can't judge a book by its cover, and you can't measure the depth of the ocean by its depth. Humph. Everyone can brag. Wang Bin curled his lips and said disdainfully. Then we'll wait and see. Li Chen responded sharply. Ahem. What's going on between you two? You're fighting the first time you meet. Can't you both say less? Shin Jinqiu showed the dignity that an elder should have. Snort. Wang Bin said nothing more. Baiyun Airport is located in the north of Yancheng, and Wangjie Manor is located in the northeast of Yancheng. The distance is not far. It only took half an hour for the car to arrive in front of a manor. 2 men in military uniforms stood upright in front of the gate. Oh my God! Sister Qing! Who is your grandfather? Isn't this manor so magnificent? Li Chen was shocked. I don't know much about it, but I know that my grandfather participated in the revolution since he was a child, and took part in the war of resistance against Japanese aggression and the Korean War. Redneck. Before Shen Mengqing finished speaking, Wang Bin in front of her said with contempt. Li Chen didn't care. He couldn't get angry at Shen Mengqing. The gate opened and the car stopped in front of a 2-story Western-style building. 5 people got out of the car. My dear, there is more to this chapter. Please click on the next page to continue reading. It's even more exciting later. Little sister. Brother-in-law. You are here. Come and see Daddy. A middle-aged man in military uniform stood at the door and said with a gloomy expression. Second uncle. Shen Mengqing screamed. Xiaoqing. You're here too. Come and see your grandpa, he. Hey. Who is this? Wang Wenjun asked when he saw Li Chen beside Shen Mengqing. Hello, second uncle. I'm Sister Qing's boyfriend. Li Chen said with a smile that he has always admired Chinese soldiers. Before liberation, they sacrificed their lives and shed their blood, dedicating their entire lives to the cause of liberating the motherland. After liberation, natural disasters and man-made disasters. Every time, Chinese soldiers always rushed to the front line regardless of their personal safety. Since you are family, come in together. Wang Wenjun nodded at Li Chen. Everyone followed Wang Wenjun to the second floor. Inside a huge house, an old man with white hair was lying quietly on a big bed. If it weren't for the beeping sound from the instruments nearby, it would be easy to be misunderstood. Several doctors in white coats frowned. President Hong. Dr. Bai. How is my dad? A middle-aged man who looked somewhat similar to Wang Wenjun asked anxiously. Hey. Prepare for your funeral? It's only a few days away. The two shook their heads. Teachers. Aren't you being too arbitrary? The person is still alive and well, and you are making such a conclusion. Li Chen said suddenly. Huh? Who do you think you are? Big brother. Why did you let in all kinds of people? One of the middle-aged men wearing glasses reacted quite strongly when he heard what Li Chen said. Jinqiu, what's going on? Who are you bringing with you? Get him out now.